So let's see if it works. Did it work? It's still sending data. There we go. Again, not everyone's going to be here. I know that. Some people are going to start, rolling in as time passes. I started immediately because I was like, fuck it. I had to put it back for midnight because that's the only way I could get things set to be able to do this. So yeah, there we go. You guys have basically just, it was gone and came back pretty quickly. So yeah, I'm gonna actually probably go get a sandwich real quick because I have not eaten all day. I'll be right back. I don't blame you. I do not blame you for being at a loss. I do not blame you for being at a loss. This shit is confusing as fuck. It's all discombobulated. It's just not. It ain't right. It ain't right. It ain't right. So it ain't right. So what we're gonna do is try to see what we can do here, and let's see here. So yeah, I think slowly people are gonna start rolling in. I think so. Thank you guys for being the patient people that you have been. I do appreciate it. I do thank you kindly. Snakes on the motherfucking plane. So continuing here. Round 2, fight!
Internet Zen Master donated $5 through Super Chat.
Thank you,
Solid versus the Google novel from Sinder. Round 2, fight.
Thank you. It's messy. Everything's messy. Oh yeah. It can get confusing. It definitely can get confusing with the way I titled shit. It can definitely get confusing. But what I need to do that I forgot to do was continue on with the correct what am I call it? I need to add some stuff here. I have the thumbnail again because the thumbnail does bring people. It gets people going. So welcome back. I do thank you for being here, and of course, I will continue this whole thing because now we're talking about the nano situation with red and things like that. So what we're gonna have here is just trying to at least get you guys somewhere. Let's see here. So let's continue. Having full context of the conversation, Clara Nano's entire document was mentioned, written. So she says here, basically, Shylily was supporting her. Shylily was making things being left out. Freedom to tell her whatever story she wanted. 2 years present out of order. Missing context to fit a certain narrative. Claims made out of evidence. Some claims are not as documented, name and match screenshots. Other things like that. Falsely written to paint Nano as a victim who had no agency in her choices. They infantilized her. They treat her like a kid. They treat her like a little kid. All right, Certain Tiger VTuber clip. Thank you so much for being here at all. Take a rest. Please take care of yourself. Get some after stream care, whether it's watching a funny video, anime, cartoon, some other person on YouTube that isn't talking about drama. You can watch anything. Just make sure to take care of yourself. Do your best that you can just to have a nice, relaxing rest of your night. I still have at least 2 or 3 hours to continue. It just is my thing. There's been others who have made the connection to Shylily, Nanolis, orchestrating the whole thing. Oh, people have been telling me this for months already. Neither sabotage any VTuber projects with Nano. You've seen from our message, we've always praised Nano for the work she did for others. Always supported model sisters. Platform then of my stream, even if I couldn't understand the reasoning, Red saying we're Nano models. In the case of exclusivity deal, Red asked Nano not to work with Bao, Cotton Silvervale. Nano said she had a model planned with Bao that she didn't know about. All these things. Offered to cancel Bao's model. Lied to Bao basically about everything. Made it so that she tried to cancel Bao. Made it so that Sinder and Red were being evil with Bao when all the proof that they had didn't show any of that. Nano lied and pushed all of her agency and of her own actions onto Red. Again, she tried to act like a kid. All right, Lara. Take care. Get some. Well, you already know how to deal with that. So get whatever you need to rest and again relax and take your time and just have some good time off. And just please get some after stream care. Bao's model, when she was the one who wanted to do it in the first place, canceled Silverveils and Cotton's models in 2023. Basically, she took away her own agency and she blamed it on Sinder. We saw that in everything that was shown there. Yes, Red was an asshole. Like I said, Red is one of the biggest assholes in this whole thing. Cinder's not innocent either. She's trying to put herself a little bit as innocent. She's not innocent either. She is someone who has done horrible things. And she is someone that will, of course, have to pay for it eventually. And she did. Cinder did pay for it. Nano, eventually, I think she'll pay for it. Eventually. And she repeatedly overextended herself and overbooked, and it's not their fault. Even if Nano generally had anything against us in the way document explains, never did. Expressed, it could have aired her grievances with us in parted ways. But instead, do so, she could try to cut all contact with conversation with Lily. And artist now deleted tweet. Nano removed herself from direct conversation using the emotional stuff here. Showed herself an entirely self-serving, opportunistic person, as was shown here. Public lied about it was really happening between myself and Red. Nano wasn't manipulated. She was a victim. Didn't betray Bao or anything like that. I use my art models from Nanolis until they can be replaced. Of course, they've given her over $100,000 from what they say here. And I used to look up to Shylily, but now I don't know if anyone can. The L on her forehead stands for liar because Shylily was the most person to do. She had her own grudges against me before it all started in narcissistic fashion. She did lie. The only thing Shylily that Red dared to speak was guilty of doing, wondering what was going on. She sucks at Discord, but she was able to contact Cinder a lot. And it's an excuse for avoiding accountability to her not putting her own time and energy. Like if she does suck at Discord, it's just an excuse. She's saying confidentiality wrote down his document for her, just based on the ands and the ampersand and all that kind of stuff. The way she's talked did not seem like the way Nanolis talked in the DMs that we saw. Everyone believed everything she said was me lying through my teeth. Words like honey, she threw morals out the window, lied claims, tried to platform when Shylily was eager to platform me. It's very easy to lie about someone when the person being lied to is only can disprove them. Defense couldn't be trusted. The defense they had couldn't be trusted. Everyone's manipulated to believe anything they can say in their defense. Basically, yeah, people were manipulated so that everyone could see anything that Cinder said to be. I remember because I was kind of like that too. Everything that Cinder could say to defend herself was fake, was false, with everything. Cinder took no accountability. Cinder knew everything. Cinder betrayed her friends. It's just business, and that one became a meme. No matter how many times claimed Cinder did this, Cinder did that. It didn't make any of Red's actions my actions. Any evidence shown of my actual involvement was near non-existent. So he's saying, yeah, don't witch hunt me because of something my boyfriend did. Survey's document for reference. I am VTuber1 over there. And we are, of course, going to take a look at that section because that section is important. This is a Silverveil section. We still have several sections left. But hopefully, statement of Cinder redacted, and it goes there. Silverveil and I have never been friends, as it continues on here. Been endlessly compared to and harassed similarities Silvervale that ate my insecurities ever since I was a VTuber career. We've talked about already. Creative or business endeavors Silvervale and I did together could be been successful if benefited us both. Gotten countless requests from fans asking for this. Red had lots of ideas. Generally sought a friendship with someone that I repeatedly told was very familiar to me and our personalities. Silvervale was never obligated to do any of these things and never felt like that she was. Waited to get along. For so long I held out hope that she could talk things out, but she showed me through her own behavior how she really felt about me due to no actions of my own. Pursuit to fix things between us turned into mixed feelings, and after she repeatedly gave me a reason to, I grew to resent Silvervale by the summer 2024. Never-ending harassment for copying her and other circumstances around didn't help. Times I confided in my friends about my experiences with Silver, they all agreed with me and tell me their own stories about her. It was Silver's dislike of me that her actions toward me throughout the years that informed me, mine and Red's opinion on Shylily, and her feelings about me were cancelled. Silver wouldn't acknowledge me by name when I raid her, ghosted my messages for months, and got her model for Nanolist for a very suspicious time. Here are some things I said about Silvervale in my apology. More resentful to Silver over time, constant belittling. She did say this. Never self-acted with me directly. It was also the fact that made me insecure. Wanted to know if she had believed all these things or not. Really felt as if she didn't like that I even existed in the same space. And that was her pushing her own insecurities onto Silvervale and what she was doing. My opinion at least. It is like an Amaranth dilemma, I guess. Only apologetic because of severity of the moment. So not to go in detail about any of my interaction with Silver. Even said there wasn't anything between us where there was. Fought off about the feelings about her calling myself an apologetic evil. And I wasn't. I didn't sabotage Silvervale. I waited to talk to Nano, not to work on her models anymore. Or Silver notched nothing. Because Nano eventually, like within a month, came back to it. So she wanted the community to be fully informed about everything, so below is my full experience about Silvervale. So our timeline for the screenshot of Red's retelling of events, Nano in May. Highlight the blue border, like a commentary, conversation included below, like in Nano's section. We've already done this before. Quote for my apology, have been accused, compared for years for people thinking I copied everything about Silvervale, including my personality, voice, even my laugh. So that does suck. When you are accused of all those things, it absolutely sucks. Absolutely, it sucks. I am ruthlessly compared to Silvervale, being called a discount version of her, was accused of copying her design, copying her personality, and copying her last of all things. There's a large number of people who die hard believers in the fact that I stole all of these things. Before November 2020, what I knew about Silvervale was as much as I knew about the only other Western VTubers at the time. Almost nothing. Original VTuber concept was based on my ASMR persona. And of course down here, we're going to talk about that. There it is. With Tashi VTuber, YouTube Tashi VTuber, Twitch Tashi, VTuber persona Tashi MP3. Tashi is a wolf girl who wants to make friends and the people around her happy. All these things here. Personalities, flowers, napping fluffy blankets. This was in November 15th of 2020. Tashi was a white wolf, got separated from a pack and lost in a cherry blossom forest. Scared, starving, alone, took shelter from a thunderstorm. So this was going to be Tashi. I mean, this is Silvervale. But she was going to be pretty much the same as Silvervale, which is why she said that she ended up having to make Sinder into the pyro pup that she ended up being, because she was going to be Silvervale. She was going to be in some way, shape, or form Silvervale. And that was a problem. So yeah, she said all this thing here, same reference, only Silvervale was mentioned as designing a character was when explained why we were pivoting something else. So there we go. Redacted mentioning that they're pivoting because Silvervale created this thing here. Silvervale had her re-debut stream to reveal how her new model and Sakura Wolf designed later at that same night. All these things here, all these things you're seeing here are re-debut. Silver branded Cherry Blossom Wolf Girl. The details for Cinder's character were finished, again, having to do it because of what's happened with Silvervale. Mine was Ember, that's how it's too generic. Breaking up with the name Sinder, combined Sinder with Cinder, personality, character sheet above, Silver description on the VShoto website. Inherently share a lot of personality traits. This is a 357 part of a goddamn thing again. Art tag, Cinder Doodle. Design was this one originally. Then it became something different. It kept moving, it kept morphing, it kept changing. And taking a look at different designs that were around to kind of get inspirations on little themes that they could be using. Design was finished, never changing my original from this. It says Sakura Wolf held against Silver. I was thankful for it since Cinder was a much better idea than what I had before. So she liked it. She's happy now that the fact that she was going to be moving to Cinder. never ends. To be fair, Silver was always being catty in the background. I have heard a lot of things about her being catty. Finished Cinder reference sheet. Here's all the things going on. This is Cinder and all the stuff that she had there. It's very cute. When the character design was finished, needed to get stream assets. Read and looked over all the popular VTuber credits. Handful of things references Silver. And then Silver chibi art and Twitch panels for stream alerts. Read messaged the same artist. Made hers exactly for those things. Silver reference. I got to know the artist and become friends. And then, of course, through that, they did a fan art of Silverville. After I had a character design, I planned to draw a series of fan artwork of myself, several different VTubers I liked, looked up to. That's where the Cinder Doodle tag ended up happening, where they had that, interested in pursuing a friendship with her, and I drew fan art of myself together. And they actually did. Posted a picture of the artwork, working on it. So we're getting a lot more stuff in the background of all these things that she's doing. She's posted the finished art on 131/21, called Silver as an inspiration because she inspired Cinder creation. Without her rebranding into Soccer Wolf, Cinder wouldn't exist. It was posted. Silver's mom drew my art, liked it, tweeted, saw my art, liked it, retweeted it, and commented on it. And remember, then later, removed the whole thing. Arc of the same date, since the original tweet was deleted. Since I know it would have been a snapshot in the way back machine at all, or why the page is in German. Had under 5,000 followers at the time. My only reason I have the post link is to even give the Wayback Machine what Silverfay did. She showed it on her stream in that time as well. And that is the web archive here. And that is the original one there. Liked by Silvervale, liked by Silvervale and Vishojo at that point. It was liked by Silvervale and Vishojo at that point, and you can see it at the bottom here. And it says, by next morning, Silvervale's mom had deleted her comment, unliked my tweet, and I retweeted it. A red message our artist, mutual friend, told them about it. We retweeted the original post and unretweeted it. And we were like, what happened? Pointed the VTuber, the Cindervale tag as a problem. Came from cosplay community. I know what ship tag is. VTubers have art tags, and they took it as a ship tag. So that's stupid. Not completely sure why you would ask me about it. Ship tag, Cindervale, perhaps. I wasn't bringing up a conversation. Guess we didn't realize about the ship tag thing. Sorry to bother you with that. Don't worry about it. I was just surprised. Well, anyways, hope your day's going well. Later day, Silver messaged me directly, completely understood where she was coming from. I made a mistake, and I was so upset with myself I was furniture with her. Reach out, loved your art. Little bit of concern with forced ship tag. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't intend for it to come across that way. I simply apologize for upsetting you and hope you didn't forgive me. I deleted the post earlier this afternoon after thinking about the tag you said. I'll repost it in the future without it. Again, I'm really sorry. I didn't want to start off the wrong foot with you. Yeah, it's, Blank told me that your manager had messaged her asking my mom and retweeted it and that you deleted after that. Thank you for understanding. No problem, Silver. Thanks for that. And again, the DMs continue about to figure it out. Don't worry, it's fine. Cinder apologized and removed the stuff and that thing there. Basically, Rem's DM with the artist after I spoke to Silver. I don't know how she got that stuff, but she got it. Reposted the artwork and rewrote my part of my tweet. And let me just get another bite of the sandwich because that's just the way I roll. That's the way I fucking roll. In my last and only interaction with Silvervale in late 2022. Almost 2 years later, people use the fact that I called Silver an inspiration in the tweet as evidence for me copying her. Man, people, I hate that. I hate that people try to use spin words and use it in a way that will benefit them for what reason? I don't fucking know. Honestly, I don't fucking know. But they do. Alright, let's continue on. People, let's see, that's the last time that I ever talked about the Silvervale thing. Some people think my demon design was way too copy Silver's goddess design, and Red later made a comparison and Nano in their DMs. Timeline for it here. This was the original one on 2021, 11/16. Fruit's Evil Arts and design a year earlier, December 2020. I knew I wanted to have a similar outfit then. And that is, she's saying that was her thing here. Silvervale revealed her goddess design for the first time, and that was on December 2nd. So they had talked about it, they talked about it about 2 or 3 weeks before Silvervale released her design. My demon design was started on that side. And it says original unused demon design was finished and later updated and made into a new model, debuted in 2023. First model there. Over a year of trying to get one, finally able to use that, show off Banano. It was harassed for allegedly copying everything about Silvervale. My model was also directly compared to her live 2D model, looking too much alike. Being used as proof, it must have copied her. People were saying look like Silver, sound like Silver, all that kind of stuff. Red's account, Silvervale was lurking in my chat sometime during the debut stream while she was modding. It's a sub where I said never said anything, but never said anything. She never followed me on Twitch or Twitter. Never acknowledged it. Here, basically, your user hadn't chatted in the channel. Starting a few days after my debut, Silver started to advertise her big brand new model being worked on, and the tummy and all the things there. Her model wasn't going to be ready for her birthday sometime in July. She decided to get a replacement model. Now that's just weeks after my debut. Nana was not well known for model artists back then. I was the third model she ever made, and I trained on how to cut her art for Live 2D. I had her train on how to cut art for Live 2D. Nana already had Silver's model fully drawn. Red sent me this copy-pasted image as a message from Silver on the server. Many times on stream, Sakura Goddess model won't be done for the determined. I still wanted a special day for new birthday. And continuing on here, we tweeted she was going to review plushie collections on stream and replied to my plushie collection hoping she'd see it. It was another thing we both had in common. And again, like I'm saying, it's just really weird how all of this keeps happening. Actually, a VTuber hoping to be connect with her and move past the awkward fan art situation. Never this on stream. So here you go. And that was August 2nd, the same day, about 7 minutes apart. So I don't think she would have put her. I don't think it would. Yeah. Could have been any reason she didn't, but looking back, seeing that my reply to her was most liked one, would have been seen, felt like she had a reason other than not wanting to acknowledge or platform me in any way. The replies and stream, they matched her behavior towards me going forward. So yeah. It's weird, the whole thing. I posted my fan art of Silva's birthday. She debuted a new model from Nanolist just a month and a half after mine. Even though I debuted my model before Nano and before Silver, I was still accused of copying her, and I got a model from Nano because she did. So yeah, she was getting it beforehand, and that's the main thing there. TwitchCon 2022, weekend a little before going to Silver's meet and greet, was planning to introduce myself directly. One of my impromptu, and here's the things here, boing boing. Impromptu meet and greets during the TwitchCon, I had someone bold enough to confront me and ask me about copying Silver's model artist, that she had got her model from Nano after I did. With the Silver's meet and greet, Otto and Red. This is the first time I spoke with her directly since my DMs on Twitter. First image of us meeting Silver, I remember that. The whole thing, and that was them, of course, IRL, and Otto was there as well. As the Silverveils replied to Otto's tweet, so adorable, it was amazing meeting you both, K9 girls. And there, about Otto was asked to Silver, two of them, Cinder could do a Wolf Girl collab together. This is Otto on the way home to Twitch. She was actually planning to talk to Silver about the collab together. Yes, let me message her and ask her if it's okay. Sounded that she would be down games together once her schedule clears up. I was wondering if you could ever be down to play some games. That would be a ton of fun. I've been really busy lately. So yeah, Silver tweeted her own version of the meme a week after mine, so a week after hers, before I was retroactively accused of copying her again. Replied to her tweet with my own. So here we go. Hers, Boing Boing, was on October 8th. Silverveil's was on October 16th. So yeah, Silverveil was thinking the same idea, was like, oh, this is a good idea, we're going to do it. Not going to say directly copying, but you know, it is stupid to claim that it is anything other than someone just doing something that they saw was cute, and then you copying again. In this case, this is the closest thing you can consider a copy. On October 8th. On October 16th, she said October 8th. OJ Tina said October 8th of last year. Not like the meme going around trending or anything. A week later on 16th. Silver does not follow Cinder. Watching what she's doing. We're like, you're kidding. You replied to with her own tweet. Neutral friend introduced Silver and directly in a Minecraft server. We're both part of it while streaming. That whole, the bounce SMP. So yeah. Unfortunately, nothing became of this. Silverveil was not streaming. Silverveil would not talk to her. After becoming a VTuber herself, meeting her in person, being introduced to a mutual friend, and playing some Minecraft server, another interest we had in common. I had built up the confidence to try to reach out to Silver again. She did try to reach out here. Told me that I had to message her trying to add mom retweeting it, blah, blah, blah. And said, Silver, wondering if you'd be down to hang out, stream out sometime. Maybe we could play Minecraft together. Bounce SMP Christmas update is coming soon. So that is her proof that she did message her. And 2 days after mentioning Silver, almost 2 months after TwitchCon, I thought about the collab of Silver and Aru. Got asked if I ever heard about Silver about it. Aru said never said anything about this again. Didn't ask about it again. It was okay with me. It never happened. Aru later admit she never actually messaged Silverveil, like she said below. It said, let me message her right now, no problem. First time Pyro Pup ever came up was the viewer suggested it. Didn't have a community name yet. 2 months later, I revealed the first finished design of mascot. Matt chat for my name suggestions. This was 1/26/2023. It's really cute. I did like it. Messaged Nano about starting some pose ideas for first waifu cup. Then rated Silverveil. She didn't acknowledge me by name. Rated Silverveil multiple times over the years, and every time she refused to say my name when everyone else I've seen she would. This raid, Red and I both separately messaged one of our friends about it. We confided in this friend about my situation with Silverveil in spite in WeebCon 2023 a couple of weeks before this, but they offered to try talking to Silver about me. As far as I know, they never did, and these were the only messages to them about Silverville. So yeah, here, no way, I'm going to say my name again. It's not okay. It isn't, it'll be okay. How was the stream today? It was good, all that kind of stuff. So they're mentioning that stuff again. One of our friends and I had a conversation about Silverville leaving Bishojo, led me to open up about the experience with her. Their gaps in the screenshots where relevant things were talked about again. I also want to point out the emote reaction to my message below was genuine friends. Wasn't there before. This friend deleted at least one message of theirs from an unshown part of this conversation. So all this stuff here. Always comment in her reply. You breathe to start out because I do a fan art of her. Honestly, I feel like you and Lily get the most undeserved hate from anyone I know. Basically saying you to breathe. And then, of course, the whole pink thing. ASMR character. And they even Bishojo happened. It's compared to her all the time. People got mad at that. Cinder was not derived from Silver. Cinder is a thematic and pun. I wasn't going to be Ember. What the F? So yeah, continuing that stuff there. Somebody did that to me. It was in reference to Spite. Although she was never discussed here, everything about Spite will be addressed in her section. Somebody did that to me. Let's see. I never understood why people would assume, like, why it would be silly enough to spend thousands on copying a big streamer. And that's what she says. Like, basically, that's where the first part that you can hear about her thinking that Spite copied her. Apology, but undercut by Rat in the breakdown section. It says, cover all apologies. She says sorry, and it goes, I don't know what all this drama caused, but might take my forgive me. Yeah, it's really weird. The whole thing is just people not wanting to talk to each other. I have experience with that. I have experience with people being assholes with that. I do. Just in her section here, of course, told Nana I was trying to get her to work with Waifu Cup. A stream, it's not much to me. That has the first Waifu Cup with artwork on it. We already know about that. Red asked about Nano's project, about when Silver contacted her about her model made in 2022, and encouraged her to set aside time for her own content. And of course, we've talked about that. I asked Nano when she made Silver's first model from her because he was suspicious of it. I had anything to do with Cinder. Silver had to work with Nano before. Making it Cinder's debut on 6/25/2022. Modding for the chat. Silver lurking at the start of the stream. When Cinder was on, I had no proof since I didn't think I needed a screenshot of it. Presenting modding 90% of Cinder streams since then. 2021, she always compared and harassed about being a copy of Silvervale. There was only one direct interaction between Silver and Cinder. Also been working with mutual artists, so yeah, he just has his parts. Thank Nana for the Waifu Cup artwork she made for me. A sale figure was announced. And Red talked about Nana's situation with my first Waifu Cup, letting to experience the Silvervale in the past 2 years. So Silvervale had her own Waifu Cup and Nano's artwork on it that already far into production. Excited and proud to have the first cup in Nano's art, and suddenly that wasn't going to be the case. So yeah, she got screwed here. She goes through everything of being screwed here. Silver really didn't like Cinder, how she would respond to Cinder's raids with past experiences, continuing on with all the stuff that they mentioned in the past. Nano, don't worry, I love gossips. Again, Nano saying she wanted to be gossiping, and all the gossips that she had there. We're here, but Cinder had no idea this conversation was happening until I told her about it later. Message was cut off, the screenshots were taken. Again, about the Raiders. Moving on down. About everything else here going on. About, the whole Cinder thing. Basically, she's just doing... A lot of these things didn't need to be around, because a lot of these things are the same of other stuff. Red told me about just the conversation with Nano. Next morning, messaged him about it. Red told me it would be a lot, not gonna lie, I feel sad. And then, talking about the situation. Thankful it worked out. And in our conversation, we were talking about my scale figure, pre-production. Again, we already saw this stuff on Nanolist. But Nano suggested I have a good smile, make my demon figure. She talked about how good smile is very hard to get. Discord, Twitch moderator applications open when Silver's mods applied. They were chosen because of the experience modding for another large VTuber. Mod number 1, right here. I asked Nana to record some voice lines for lore video on my upcoming debut. Asked for a lot of friends to participate, which is always cool. And these are the voice lines mentioned here. All these voice lines here, you're just a copy. Try being original for once. Mind that I'm sending everyone to ask this. Those things here mentions Nana to tell her we need to change the artwork on one side of my Waifu Cup because it was too similar to Silver's. And of course, continuing with that there. And of course, we already went through that whole part about that whole thing. Waifu Cup is available now. Again, all those things here. I did it on 7/14 and then 7/21. Silvervale. Originally supposed to look like with the flame heart artwork. This was supposed to be the original. And that was changed a little bit to that part because Silvervale's had that kind of, same pose. And in this case, it became that sexy pose there. So, Red messaged Nano about Silver asking for a model right after my Demon model debut. And then, you know, Red mentioning about more contacts, asked Nano Silver already, asked about her model, what did you tell her no, all that kind of stuff we already went over. A lot of this is already what we went over. Fighting for Cinder and Silver shared audience wallets with our cups and figures. Again, we went over that part. Silver and I went back to meet and greets and Mythic Talent booth TwitchCon. When both ended, I saw her line wasn't busy, so I hopped in to say hi to her. Last time I tried talking to her was my Twitter message about Minecraft. And congratulated on Novel Horizons, Starforge PC. Congratulated on a lot of things. She took whatever she was planning. Silver nodded, thanking me, and I left. Took a picture of me talking to her in the moment, which was not something either was planned beforehand.
Looking forward to the shortened version. Here is some money for coffee and snacks. For sanity.
Thank you, Sheep. I appreciate that. Absolutely appreciate that. I am going to try to do a shortened version of it. A TLDR of it. Probably going to be like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes of it. But we are going to be doing a TLDR. I'll try to, at least. Because 13 hours, 14 hours, 15 hours, whatever it is I'm doing, is not going to work out. It ain't going to work out. So yeah, Mythic Spoof told her she should be proud of the cool thing she was doing recently. Wish her luck on whatever she was planning next. And we're continuing here. Sorry, congratulated on Novel Horizons figure Starforge PC that we were both displayed at Mythic Booth. Told her she should be proud of all the cool things she was doing recently. Wish her luck on whatever she was planning next. And that's the thing that was shown as something bad that she had done. Right after that, Red messaged Mythic contacts asking about Silvervale to do something together. Again, there, pretty easy. Asked Messenger, lovely to see you both. Amazing, Cinder, the loveliest time. Then again here, they did always down if I want to message anything. Sometime after this message, give me okay. Sent Silver friend request on Discord. And there, my message was Silvervale. All the DMs of Silver after she had contact with Discord. Since only a few of them have been shown, I will go over them below. Reaching out to some time, so this is everything here. And it says, no worries, it's been super hectic. Completely understand. Hope you've been enjoying the time anyways. Think your new design is super pretty. Did a good job on it, covering up her Hunter Pumpkin. Silver, again, Silver, trying to contact Silver, but Silver just fucking, after the pumpkin thing, just gave up on communication. Just absolutely gave up on communication. So, so yeah. Silver messaged me after accepting my friend request as the first only conversation in our DMs. After turning that collab, brought everything over to Red and talked about us together to see what she thought and get out of the way now. Silver, she didn't want to stream together, would be open to doing something else. You know, just wondering why she wasn't getting anything here. Was the final 2 times I asked Silver to do something together. First time, only time I asked her to do something professionally together, didn't mind her saying no. Message Silver received GamerStuff's merch. And again, message used Silver own document against me, make it seem like I was taunting her. So yeah, she was just saying congratulations for the merch. Again, things in the document, full conversation here about Silver no longer working with Nano. And things like that. So me and Cinder were talking about it. Just keep going through the same stuff here. Think much of it. Cinder messaged me on Discord right away. The model was cancelled. Celebrated with shared art, despite the fact that at the same time Redacted were actively working to take potential away. So yeah, they weren't trying to take things away, showing proof that they weren't trying to take things away. And so Cinder found someone else to do the model. And again, the same proof. Cinder found another artist. Here's Nano's reaction for 2625. Found my message to Silver. Says, I really literally can't believe this. Bitch, you were... Oh, God. Nano is such an asshole. Nano is such an asshole. So, yeah. That is a thing that we are going to continue on, of course. We are going to continue this, finding out about my message to Silver, image of how it was portrayed in Silver's document. Nano would know exactly what Silver's model. As you can see here, Nano absolutely is lying. Absolutely is lying to the whole thing. Absolutely is lying in the whole situation. It really is fucking stupid. I don't fucking get it. So here we go. I messaged Silver about the VTuber Award nominations, saying congratulations for that. Zen Master, if you have evidence against knowledge about Shylily, save it here. In the first apology, claimed to accept fault, therefore it would be to apologize, try to move on. just highly incompetent. Yeah, I think she is highly incompetent in what she's doing. Silver, well, at least in, she's like me. I'm highly incompetent in human interactions. I absolutely am. So that is a thing, of course. I messaged Silver to congratulate her on her new model she debuted. When I went to the stream to support her, the messages weren't sending. I didn't know the problem was at the time, but it came out later and it was restricted in her chat, meaning all of my messages were held for review and visible to her, only her mods. Ghosting my messages for months, but I gave her benefit of the doubt. She just didn't miss them. She told me she was always down if I wanted a message. So she ghosted her intentionally, from what it looks like here. I do need to hydrate. Holy shit. I drank a whole bottle of fucking water. Holy shit. Not a small bottle either. Whole fucking large bottle of fucking whatever the hell it was I was drinking. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get that something to drink, either a bottle of water or something. I'm a fucking idiot, like I always am. Squirrel Pregante. Squirrel Pregante. Hello, Rivaldi. I've been streaming for over 12 hours at least. Silver's Gamer Stuff flavor launched 1 week before mine. Once again, I was told copying her as because her flavor was out before mine, but because we both had a label drawn by Nano. It's the second time our Gamer Stuff's launches were back to back. And again, the Gamer Stuff's thing here, hydrated with delicious Gamer Stuff flavor yet. We're done back to back. On soon afterwards, Pyro Pup flavor is available. And Silver congratulated her on Gamer Stuff flavors. Last message I ever sent to her. Rest conversation with mod. Applications again. Another two Silver Res moderators applied to being encouraged by mod number 1. Red message mod number 1 for their opinion on these new applicants. They've been modding for Silver for almost 2 years alongside them. I want to apologize to mod number 1 for including messages here. I hope you understand. Again, they're asking about the mods, the different mod things that they're doing. Mod 1 told me they encourage these couple of Silver mods to apply their mod application. And again, talking about, what do they do? How have they been doing? Are they good mods? You know, all that type of stuff. Other 2 Silver mods applied were accepted because of experience and recommendation from mod number 1. So they were accepted in there. Silver tweeted her own version of the emote saying hi and replied to her using my Pyro Pup one. Shortly after, she deleted her tweet and never reposted it. This was the last time I tried interacting with Silvervale. So, it's weird. 5/24/24. You can see his reply at Silvervale here. And it says, after this, I gave up on holding out hope to fix things with Silver and I. She had a problem with me for years and never wanted to address it. I would have preferred she told me off directly instead of being fake to my face. I would have preferred that too. I think everyone would prefer that. Next day, red message not number 1 about the tweet. They told him that the post was shared Silver's Discord server. Users there were wishing for a collab between us, and all of them were messaged were deleted. So it continues here. Message, she did not want to have anything to do with Sinder. Even before this shit happened, she was being bitchy to Sinder. She was being catty to Sinder. It looks like, oh my god. It looks like whatever the fuck happened, Silvervale did not like Sinder. I just see this the same thing she did. It's supposed to be a business connection, not a friendship. True. But even as a business, she didn't want a business relationship. Here's the thing, of course. You have to understand, personally, it's taken me a lot to understand this myself. So I'm not going to say that it's Cinder's fault or Silver's fault or whatever. Sometimes people just don't want to they don't want to fuck with you. Sometimes they don't want to fuck with you. And I have, I'm an idiot. Like I said, I'm autistic. So I really am an idiot when it comes to seeing any kind of, stuff with other people, dealing with any kind of stuff with other people. And yeah, I'm an idiot when it comes to that. And I am fucking really bad when it comes to talking to other folks. So sometimes I realize very quickly, sometimes people don't want to fuck with you. They don't want to have anything to do with you. They don't. And that in and of itself is okay. That's perfectly fine. They don't want to deal with you. They don't want to deal with you. Talked about how she was creeped out by Cinder. That's likely why. Because she kept trying to talk. And again, when you really want to become friends with somebody, sometimes you'll do shit like that. Sometimes you'll be a little bit too pushy. Red, indeed, manipulating Nano in some form or the other. She did. I mean, Red and Nano had a bit of a friendly chat. He did try to guilt, like I said, Red was an asshole. Red was trying to guilt trip, Red was trying to move Nano into going into certain ways, but it wasn't Cinder doing it, it was Red doing it more than anything. Elizabeth wishing for a collab between us and all other messages be deleted. Mod 1 messages Red to tell them, told him that more emotes were getting blacklisted in Silver's chat. More of the messages, basically these were Cinder emotes getting blacklisted in chat. So Red, that was suspected Silver may have canceled her stream due to my second anniversary subathon, citing what she said in her announcement. They've been modding for her for about 2 years. I would have a good idea of her motivations. My actual VTuber debut anniversary is on June 25th. I don't have a screenshot of her announcement since Red banned her from the server, and I was never a Silver server. So it says here, make an official connection. Thanks to those that still watch me, wondering if the subathon is connected or not. Wouldn't have thought of anything of it. If it wasn't finished off with that little statement. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Silver canceled her stream. It's really weird. Silver, that's a more complex one. Silver's a more complex one. Because it seems like Silver was annoyed with anything Cinder did. And Silvervale didn't want anything to do with Cinder, which Cinder didn't get at the first part. It is a lot. It is a lot overall. He's still her manager. Yeah, he's still her manager, and he's still part manager because he doesn't have control over the Discord stuff anymore. Doesn't have the rights to message people. Everybody who's dealing with her deals with her directly now, not with him. Which is, I mean, at least it's an improvement. But I wish he wasn't fucking there anymore. That's the main thing. I stream the mods of Silver, and I shared mod number 1 told Red everything they've seen from Silver's side has been petty drama. Mod number 1 told Red that her chatters found that my name was blocked term in her chat. It says, reason for that name Cinder is blocked in stream chat. Some Twitch chatters of Sodas have picked up Cinder being blocked in term, and the mods straight up said, don't answer it. And this is the newest development. So people don't start bullshit. Nice. Well, that's fucked up. Mod number 1 message Red again about the drama in Silver's mod chat about me. So yeah, they're talking about it to be the neighbor, and every morning on my way to my car, I say hello, try to draw attention towards you from the crowd. So yeah, they're basically saying, that Cinder is annoying the hell out of Silver, and she is a pesky, annoying neighbor. She's like a stalker type of thing. Because I have told you in private multiple times very nicely, please leave me alone. Every aspect of my life never happened. It has never happened. We've seen all of their DMs. She's never privately said never message me. She just ghosted her. So that is, again, if Cinder is saying this and not the mods, taking context into bullshit, making bullshit context, then Silver lied. If Dobby is not free, it's going to go back to the way it was. Like Amaranth is a thing. Why is it still here? If you didn't run everything for Cinder, it's illogical. It is illogical for him to be a part of anything in Cinder's life at this point. It really is. It honestly is. And between the two Silver's moderators, including mod 1, not including mod 1, talking about how I restricted in her Twitch chat. Let's see chat, your message don't go through. If you try to message in your chat, don't go through. You are still banned. It hides messages from other chatters. Yep. Just to avoid potentially unfun Twitter thread or whatever bullshit could become a straight ban. And instead it doesn't see the messages are being blocked. They see something that says your message could not be sent or something like that. It's the same message as when the word or phrase is blocked or typed. When I say mods made an analogy of what I want to assume is occasionally chatting in Silver's Twitch chat. Her tweets were saying take her crowd from her. Whoa, that is very possessive. Analogy is them saying I have told you in private multiple times very nicely. Again, leave me alone. I have never walked in your driveway and attempted to draw attention to me from your crowd. From your crowd who watches you walk your car. I've never even set foot in your property. You continue to show up in the morning on my driveway regardless. Wow. So she's seeing, like, these people are portraying Cinder as, like, a pest, a stalker, a person that's jealous, and a person that wants to take all of the attention. And that is crazy. Screenshot of mod number 1's conversation with none of the Silver mods that they say red. Mod number 1 is green. Don't know anything about that, but kind of feel like she uses me a lot. Kind of begs for help, but she ignores me otherwise. A bit over it. She's like offered me $500 to try and fix her Skyrim. I failed, so I didn't expect anything, but she made me feel like I was a effing loser for failing. I'm sorry, that's mover right there. Yeah, I was kind of like, sorry, Silver, I've tried for like 10 plus hours. I can't. Then she would be like, oh my god, I'm crying. Please help me. Oh my god. I would try it for another few hours, and then I gave up, super guilt trippy about it. And so I had to end up saying sorry like 10 times to not be in her bad books. I felt like ass. So that's some cattiness that she has, that we're seeing here. A lot of cattiness that we're seeing here. And it goes on and on. The intriguing things here. Wait a few weeks to get a new job to decide stepping down from Silver streams, that type of thing. So people were not happy. Like, some people were not happy with the way that Silver was acting and it is does make sense when you think about it. Does make a little bit of sense. But Cinder's from Cinder's perspective, Shylily had Nano were the ones who did it more than Redacted. Love makes people blind. Unfortunately, yes. Bikini debut and Silver's birthday. I was planning a Gamer Subs merch drop on second Waifu Cup for the anniversary 2025. Everything was going to be ready in time. So at the end of April, we pushed back to August to launch this alongside the bikini outfit debut. Wanted that debut to be between my VTuber anniversary on June 25th and my birthday on September 14th. And since my first bikini debut was on October 2022, I wanted to actually debut in the summer. This time we planned for August 6th. So yeah, that's an interesting thing there, of course. 16th. At first we were given the okay, August 16th was available for launch merch, and almost 2 months later we told we couldn't launch that day because the creators having their own drop, which was Silver Veil at that time. We requested it. Requested at the start of the year. Wouldn't have mattered, it wasn't another VTuber, but since we were told it was a similar drop to ours, for a special date, Red pieced together it could only be Silverveil. Timing chosen for my August debut and drop we were planning had nothing to do with Silverveil or her birthday. Once Red figured it out, it was who were launching something at the same time as me for the third time in a row, unintentionally throwing a wrench in things again, and after my interactions with her since TwitchCon, when I became competitive towards Silver, we doubled down in trying to launch the weekend of the 16th, if not the 16th itself. We did eventually compromise to launch the week before August 9th, if it wouldn't be alongside my debut. However, a couple weeks before the release, we were told 16th was suddenly available, so we moved to drop that day. Silver launched her birthday merch drop, a new 3D model on August 13th, day after her birthday, and I launched my merch drop alongside my bikini outfit debut on October 16th. So yeah, they both did their Gamer Subs merch on their thing there. Silver debuted 3D model, 2 separate outfits. You can see the pose, design, and theming, 2 outfits in this artwork. Back in 2023, when I debuted my 2.0 outfit. Oh, so she did copy her a little bit. The design was similar. Look at this, 2023. That is a similar design there. Interesting that the whole both pairs basically get paired. 2 theming outfits work, same artist as the one above. So similar artist, similar design, but again, they were seen as copy. Nano's exclusivity deal, artist number 1. This is not about his actions. Artist number 1 wanted to discuss permanent paid position with us. Says some kind of exclusivity work they did. Red and I agreed we should ask Nano not to accept any more brand new model clients and to make more autos for Silverveil anymore. We already went over this. Her artwork commissions and projects for current model clients would not be touched. It's what I said in Silverveil in my apology regards to exclusivity deal. Was working with Nano consistently brought up making more models for her. If a VTuber is not available recognizes you, then it'd be hard to compare us directly if we no longer look alike or have that shared similarity. It was a wrong and selfish decision, but I made it feel better. Why it was constant topic with Nano. Red pushed for this harder than I ever did because he knew about how it affected me for years, but no matter what the outcome was, it wasn't going to walk away when working with Nano. Now, why I said it was a constant topic with Nano, or that Red pushed for harder than this, other than being overly apologetic. Red only had any meaningful conversation about Silver and Nano in May and July 2023. I had 2 situations that involved her in November 2023 and July 2025. I was overly apologetic here and saying we were pressuring her was false. Red and I agreed to ask Nano about Silver when talking about exclusivity, which he did. The only projects Nano would have reconsidered would have been future ones. Hers was the only name Red and I discussed. As for exclusivity with Artist 1, Red and I agreed that we would include it for their work and didn't talk about naming them to anybody. This was when Nano and Red made their exclusivity deal. I didn't know when Red was planning to talk to her about that day, or even if she knew had done anything out there. Basically going through there about Silverveil, Gamer Subs based on personal opinion, all the personal opinions he had. Artist number 1 over here talking about things they're doing the bow. Silverveil, Red and Artist number 1 spoke about Silverveil and the exclusivity talks the same day. So there was other exclusivity talks with this artist number 1. Artist number 1 sent Red a document that laid out everything in their agreement. Again, about the things here, sent agreement to go over. I think artist number 1 very much was Sack, I believe, or one of those, or one of those people. These are messages who are artist number 2 on my project server, where I also present. Red offered to pay artists to narrow down the clientele, again to try to give Cinder more opportunities to get new things. Nano cancels the deal. Nano canceled the deal, saying she didn't. She cares about Silver. They're still friends, etc. Nano mentioned me the day after about walking back the deal she made with Red. He had already talked to me about canceling her agreement and specifically to work with Silver on something. Didn't mention Bauer Cotton at all to me. And Silver didn't lose out on any opportunity with Nano due to this deal. As we saw, Cinder was still getting a lot of stuff. Silver was still getting a lot of stuff. Silver was still going to be continuing to get a lot of stuff. Basically, they were trying to make sure that there were going to be no issues in the future, as other things mentioned here. Mod number 1 messaged Red and told him someone in our Twitch chat was banned for asking about collabing with me. Wow. So she's even banning people that have no idea about the situation. That is crazy. And that's from a mod of Silvervale. They could be feeding bad information, but we don't know. Mod 1 told Red that another Silver's mods was rude to them just for pulling one of my V cards. What the hell? People are freaking too parasocial, too aggressive. I don't get this. I've never been that parasocial with anybody that I follow. Never been that parasocial. Red's antics could have easily been dealt with without the public fallout. That was why she'd be more willing to accept him back after panic rejecting him. At least that's my read on the relationship. I think she also realizes she actually needs Red a lot. No matter how much she dislikes him, no matter how much she dislikes what he did, she needs him a lot. Because she doesn't know how to deal with things other than what Red does. That's the main thing there. To me, at least. That's the way it seems. She doesn't know how to deal with things unless Red is there. And that in and of itself says a lot. That she has no fucking clue how to deal with things if Red isn't there. And let's continue. It says, FYI, I do mod for Sinder, so the royally screwed comment kind of yikes. Just want to clarify that. Just kind of saying that for the sake of the server we're in, I got the intention, but it's enough for me treading on eggshells as it is, so it kind of comes as a personal thing for me to try to keep things tame on the front. I don't want to see the Cinder in truth, but hearing about Silver's dislike for her, why I'm not fond of her that much either. So yeah, Silver doesn't like her. So there you go. It's said by a mod. Silver doesn't like her. Hire another person as a manager. She should hire another person, an actual really, really talented person. There are a lot of really talented VTuber managers out there. There really are. Red messaged artist number 2 in their DMs separately from our chat in Project Server 2. Eventually asked him not to work with Silvervale. I was not aware of him doing this. Or messages to artist number 2, putting his document together. So yeah, it is, I don't know. I don't know. This is all communication could have solved a lot of these issues. A lot of these issues. Eventually asked him not to work with Silvervale. I was not, there we go. Just making sure my thing still works. Here we go. So yeah, 4th total time and 3 artists have been ever specifically asked someone not to work with someone else. We're all presented in this document. So this is another artist here about, you know, wanting to not work with Silver. So yeah, there's all this stuff here. Of course, we are going to continue going as we can. AFK and pixel drops, which are something else here. And of course, continuing on to see the things going on here. Oh boy, let's see how this goes. Launched the AFK flavor in March and gave me next week silver drops for Pixel merch drop. This 4th time our Gamer Sub shops have been released back to back. Let's see. Let's see. I launched AFK Flavor, see that there, it's right there, Feeling Sleepy, AFK Flavor, Sweet Dreams there, and the new merch with Pixel merch, a full metal for art metal cup, translucent koi pond coaster, RGB mousepad, and tons of cozy embroidered apparel. So yeah, you get the pyro things there. Red message artist number 1 asked if they were the one who took IRL pictures of Silver's Pixel merch, which they were. Once again, Red didn't tell me about this conversation he had with someone about Silvervale. For reference, here's one of the pictures Red was talking about Silver showing up on her stream at 4:11, when he posted at 4:14. So that's the Silvervale stuff there. Message artist number 1 references above the messages read from 2021. Pixels are pretty cool. Reason why it's relevant because if artist number 1 had sampled merch items in their hands in the state to take pictures, the merch drop would have already been completed and ready to be launched at almost any time Silver wanted, almost 2 months beforehand. So she's saying she did it at the same time, knowing that it was going to be put out for her. She wanted to do it around the same time. So she saw that it was there, and she's like, ooh, release it after. That's what she's saying. I don't know. This kind of seems kind of spurious. Seems kind of like, I don't know. Again, more stuff with the artist. Artist 1 mentions me in our DMs that Taka Fred had told about his conversation with them about Silver 3 days earlier, which he didn't. Red never told me about this himself, the way he never told me about the other conversation with Nano and Shylily days earlier. Message with mod number 1, artist number 2 about Silvervale, all the stuff here, breaking down Silvervale's document. Again, these events regarding Nano, Silvervale, like my friends, only newest information Nano shared. Won't be addressing most of the DM screenshots shown in Silvervale's document, since they were all present with Nano's document and all the full conversations were already shown. Let's take a look here. I want to note that the majority of messages are redacted Cinder's manager. I find it impossible that he acted solely on his own intentions. Again, Silver wanted no personal or professional relationship with me at all. Wouldn't have had any knowledge about how Red and I conducted ourselves together. She disagreed with the narrative that my other accused. So yeah, Silver had no clue the kind of relationship they had. She just went by what others said. So she's speaking out of her ass right now. Right there. I'll just say that. She's basing it on other people's third-party information. You're looking at that from third-party information. It's other people always say, don't look at third-party information. Look at the stuff that's in front of you. Look at first-party, that kind of thing. And it is not easy to do. And it's for most people, it's easier to just get someone else to tell you the TLDR, and then you latch onto that. VTuber number 1 is screenshots provided by Nano in her document. I've been a friend and client for Nano for years. It makes me livid. She's an absolute sweetheart. Just wants clients to be happy. It breaks my heart to see how she was treated. Nana was not manipulated, abused, or treated by a tool by Red or I in the almost 4 years working together. And she has proof of that. One of the first screenshots Silver shows is this one. The message where Nano called the deal Red fair, which included their, didn't include the stuff that they're not working with Silver. Again, completely removed from Silver's version of the screenshot. This is something Silver did herself. Here's the same screenshot, Nano document at the bottom. So yeah, Silver removed that part. To make herself, to make Nano not look bad. Again, trying to make Nano look good. Appears in Bao's document. Nano's message is a fair there. So that's why I'm saying Bao didn't have anything negative. Bao is not one of the bad people in here. Other people have been doing things. Well, people do this all the time. When I was younger, when I was like early adulthood, I've done things to kind of make myself look better. That kind of stuff. Yeah, Silver was misinformed. Red is garbage. He's brand risk no matter situation. Now looks at 10,000 times worse. Red is horrible. Red looks like shit in this one. There is no excusing what Red did. Absolutely zero excuse what Red did. And zero excuse what Cinder did in the sense of allowing Red that much control. Not checking up on things. But again, if you're with a pathological liar, which is Red, you are going to not know a lot of things. No one sabotaged because of Red or Iron Nano manipulated. So Silver pushed readers to emphasize his false claims and the complete evidence in the day. Cinder and I, and then Malice basically going through the whole thing. Drew fan art of us, asked her to hang out offline when we knew each other, and I went to see her at public events. When finally given the chance to ask her, she refused any kind of business relationship. It was okay with it. I accepted. That's what Red prioritized me pursuing. I just wanted to try to be a friend, if not friends, and at least on good terms. Absolutely correct on saying that she has the right to not vibe with somebody. She was never obligated to be my friend, but instead of telling me that directly, she was completely two-faced with me. That's one thing I don't like. I've told people, you don't like me, let me know. And people have said that. People have done that. People don't like me, they have let me know. They're like, you know what, I don't think it's going to work out. I don't think our friendship's going to work out. I don't think we're going to continue doing this. And I'm like, cool, dude. I have no problem with you. In fact, I respect you for saying that. I'm not angry. I respect you. Because you have, like I said, people have the right to not want to fuck with you. And that's true. Yeah, but as I said, I don't like her much to begin with, so biased. Yeah, there's bias, of course. And like I said, I come in this whole thing with the bias of I have been mistreated by a VTuber friend, a female VTuber friend, who's doing really well right now, which is, good or bad, whatever you say. But a former female VTuber friend who last year tried to destroy my life, my career, wanted to see me gone from this earth, and luckily it didn't happen. So yeah. It was bad. Only time I actually talked to her was during the meet and greet at TwitchCon, and that's not true, according to everything else. Here, love meeting with you, chatting. I appreciate the sentiment. No worries. Hope you're gonna have a good weekend. Thanks. Trying to get busy with lots of stuff. Meet and greet contacted manager Mythic to ask me to collab with her. I told him I read on that collab. Accepted a friend request on Discord, turning her down. Private DMs reached after that. It says I could have messaged Silver Twitter again. I could have friended on Discord out of the blue. To me, both of those would have been weird considering our history. So after being at Mythic's booth, together Red and I tried to go through the Mythic. You literally see the tonal shift in Silvervale's 2 messages to Mythic after my name is brought up. At first it's fine, and then it got really aggressive. So yeah. It says, in her document, Silver said she told Mythic she would not collab, but accepted my friend request on Discord, turning me down, but never showed what she turned down Twitter DMs. See the tonal shift. 2 messages Mythic name I brought up. She got to tell Mythic she wasn't interested. And she didn't say here. She's like, here. Really prefer not to do collabs. Nothing against you all, but I'm more a solo game streamer. I'm always down to if you want message anything though. So there we go. Silver didn't message me to tell me off or that she wanted nothing to do with me, like the other mods implied she claimed to be. She told me she was always down if I want to message her anything. She just said she didn't want to collab, which is perfectly understandable. I mean, I fucking understand that. How many hours has Salvi read this shit? Yes. I read it enough that I am on stream number 2. That's how long I've read it. I'm on stream number 2. So that tells you how long I've read it. 2 in the same day, by the way. This is going to be midnight when I'm going to end this, probably. Fuck, it's going to be midnight when I end this. Well, it is what it is. First messaged me, both on Twitter and Discord. She eventually cropped out every next message. She turned me down. I completely understood her decision. Any of the following messages that had nothing to do with the mod test collabs. Again, she shot it down. Super hectic and busy, etc. And it's going to be here. Her Twitter message about the picture posted of us days earlier. She could have asked me to take it down. She could have, but she didn't want to. And then, of course, the redacted stuff. 2 messages were presented out of order. Silver's document. Nano's document, they were presented in the correct order. You can see clearly the timestamps on these 2 messages. I don't know why Silver deliberately chose to lay them out in the way than to try to make Red's messages be worse. Oh, yeah. They're 2 really different ones. Holy crap. Okay. Birthday Nano, which was eventually canceled. Devastated. Learning my birthday was special. At the time of reason given health reasons stress. I have to cancel model comms. Sorry, the manager had to make me cancel most comms. Looking forward to it. I'm sorry, it hurts me a lot too. I've already explained this Nano section, but Silver's model wasn't canceled due to Red or I pressuring her to it. Nano canceled it herself. I'll just tell them my manager told me to get rid of some comms. I'm dying because I'm dying, so Mio gets the fault. I will promise the model, so I can't cancel. And then he says, yo, you scrapped Silvervale? I talked to Cinder about this, and she says, absolutely would love to work with you. So it wasn't any, like, Redacted did know what things to say to get her to do certain things. So he's a manipulative bastard. I will say that. But in the end, it was a decision that Nanolist made, and it wasn't really, it's too much, like, it wasn't a shit ton of pressure that was put on her, but there was manipulation in there. From what I keep seeing, Silver likes confrontation and only gets into drama if I'm dragged into it. Doesn't like, hates confrontation. She doesn't seem like the type to directly confront Silver about not liking her tweets or her. The Nanolist stuff is the strongest part of the doc, but the Silvervale feels like looping today. It does feel like looping. Why do you think I just skipped a lot of it? It feels like looping. Nano said she was a healthier after canceling Silver's model, and again, we go through all this stuff here. Consider I'll only take Silver back. Actually, might have found another artist. Nano lied and told Silver that her model was canceled because of me. Then I can't blame Silver for thinking it was the case. Nano trusted cancel Silver's model in November 2023. It was not mine or Red's fault. Never take it back like she told Red she was going to do because she was healthier and less stressed. Despite this, I don't expect Silvervale to care about what really happened to her model, since Nano's currently making her a brand new one as of 9/17/2025. So yeah, she's making her a brand new one. I didn't think much of it at the time. Cinder messaged me on Discord right before the model was canceled. She did celebrate it with shared art. This here is projecting your own hatred of Cinder onto you. You're projecting, oh, I hate her, so she probably hates me, and she's probably being catty, because I would be catty in the same way. That's projection right here. I'll see this as projection. This part. Showed in the document, she framed this DM for me as I was secretly taunting her while working to get a model canceled. That story is completely untrue. That was 2 days before Red even had the conversation with Nano, where she canceled Silver's model. So this was before Red even had the conversation about the cancellation of the Silvervale model. So there was no way that she could have been doing this to taunt, like, haha, you don't have a model anymore. So she had no idea you didn't have a model anymore. That's bullshit. Also, Cinder saying she looked up to Shylily is clearly false. She was larger than Lily and had a bigger fan base, and they had a business relationship at best. Yeah, it wasn't a betrayal. Like, yeah, some of those things are very spurious at best. The only thing that warrants Silver's hate of me other than just existing as Cinder. Nano canceled Silver's mod in 23 herself. Canceled the deal. She made a Red Silver. That she didn't lose it because of sabotage or something she had in the works canceled. Neither of us sought to have Silver's project canceled. Red asked her, the artist, not to work with her on her own, and as far as they knew, nothing was canceled because of it. Hard to expect how express how crushing and feeling being talked about so cruelly and maliciously without my knowing, and opportunities and friendships were taken away. The rumors expressed about Silver were true to our own experiences with her. There was no reason for Red and I to lie about that. The same way there was no reason for Red to lie about Nano about my experience with Shylily. I hope this document and the evidence presented will convince you that Silvervale is the person I've shown her to be. And of course, almost everything Silvervale said about me on her stream is greatly exaggerated or a lie. Here, obviously I didn't want to talk about this, but I feel like I have to. They ghostly egregiously lie about me. It says, I find out I've been systematically torn for years. If she was, it was by me or Red. I found out about all this like a day or so before we put it on the doc. Posted a document towards the end of the day on April 26th. Silver only found out about this a day or so beforehand. It supports, Silver only found out about the day beforehand. Supports my timeline that breakdown section of when she, Cotton, and Spite were first contacted. So they most likely were contacted by Shylily, and they were given all this information to put in their document. And pretty much probably told what to say. I asked for one of my name censored, when I censored the people wouldn't know it was me, but when I went back and looked at the doc with pictures about everything that happened, and went back to my messages with her, saw that one where she was excited that we shared art, we shared a model, didn't think about anything at all. Again, I'm gonna have to freaking, I hate that, yeah, it did it again. What I'm talking about is we're gonna get back to this, but what's happening right now is my I've been on for so long that my Firefox has taken 30 gigs of space. I've been on for so long that my Firefox, why? I don't fucking know. I don't know why Firefox does that. I don't know why it does it. But it's taking 30 gigs of space on my hard drive. And I was warned that it was taking 30 gigs of space on my hard drive. So I am refreshing the whole thing. Real quick, it's just going to be a second or two. I don't know why. Like I said, I don't know why it's taking 30 gigs on my hard drive, but it is. And we were, I think. Okay, I'm gonna have to get to where we were because because I had to restart it. We were like in something right here. Yeah, I think we were around here. Here. Minute censored. Silver was referring to my message to her 2 days before Nano canceled her model, November 2023. I was already debunked this claim. My message to her was genuine. I didn't know her. I wasn't her friend. I was just someone who beat down progressively over the years for no reason. That says a lot about a person. I just really need to get it out there. She was, well, yeah, this is what she was told, at least. Seeing Silvervale was not beat down progressively over the years for no reason by me or Red. Silvervale was implying that she had a problem with me for a long time. Yeah. I think Silvervale was fed bad information. That's the main thing I see here. That Silvervale was fed some bad information. They're both hate each other's guts. Firefox are an extension, Shirley's memory leak. By the way, Salvi people reported the doc was being edited in real time after posting the doc. Yeah, it said, there are a lot of changes. You should refresh this. Remember, there's a 1,000 page doc. Formatting gets fucked up. Things get out of order sometimes. You can forget to put something in there. It wasn't confirmed that it was actually editing. I've had that happen before with long ass documents that I've read. Where also, it will tell me it doesn't exist. It will tell me the document doesn't exist. Then I refresh it, and there it is. So, Google Documents has a weird thing where you have large documents out there. It will fuck up on its own. I did see that. I did see the message, but to say that it was malicious without the data to prove it, without the changes to prove it, without the proof in the pudding, the proof is in the pudding, as I said. It's just bullshit, and it's negative. It doesn't help anything. So yeah, I know. There were some people that saying that it was edited because it said, I was saying like, oh, this thing has changed so much since the last time you saw it. You should refresh. We don't know. Like, I don't have evidence that it was. I haven't seen anyone actually have evidence that it was. Because people didn't, like, the one way to see is make a comparison of when you downloaded before you saw that and when that happened after that. Red is definitely clearly guilty. Sinder, hypothetically innocent. They should break it off. They should have broken it off. They should have broken it off a long time ago. They should have broken it off a long ass time ago. I'm not even lying. That should have been gone a long ass time ago. At least Silvervale was not beaten down progressively over years for no reason. It says, I didn't talk to her, never talked to her. It was like nothing that for years talking about me. She did talk to me more than she showed, and she did talk about me, evidenced by what her mod said about me. Like, we've vibes ever since. Like, I guess we all started with a lot of you probably don't even remember this. It stuck with me. She had done a fan art of me and her, and she made a ship tag Cindervale. Again, she said she didn't think it was a ship tag. Talked about how close your designs were, and she wanted to be Wolf Girls together. Trained because I didn't know this person, like she came out of nowhere. Art was sweet. Didn't want to retweet that, like was pushing a ship tag. Again, Bob, it didn't mean for my tag to be considered a ship tag, but Silver was valid for thinking this, and I agreed with her, which is why I immediately deleted the post once I realized. And what was really weird is my mom retweets tons of art of me, and she's amazing. Love her so much. She didn't retweet that one. She did retweet it. Her mom did retweet it, liked it, commented it, and removed it. Told me that your manager messaged her asking why my mom unretweeted it, and that you deleted it after that. Thank you for understanding. No problem, Silver. Thanks for reaching out. See, she even says here, this is Silvervale. This is Silvervale here, saying, yeah, told me your manager had messaged her asking why my mom unretweeted it, and that you deleted it after that. So she's caught in a lie here. Again, not a big lie. Again, not a hugely circumstantial lie. It is nitpicking at this point. The way I see it, it's nitpicking. But she did lie. Or maybe she forgot. She may have forgotten. In the whole way she wanted to, feel, she had forgotten. Knitting is the end. So Sinder's manager messaged Yoki because maybe they'd want to message my mom. It would be an extremely weird thing to do. What happened? But Silvervale is lying to make it sound crazy. Red messaged Yochi. She was only friend in space at the time. She was only mutual friends with Silver. Didn't ask why mom didn't retweet my art, but why she retweeted it. Because there must have been some kind of problem. Silver's mom retweeted and replied to Sinder's chibi art, and now the reply was deleted and retweeted. Did she do something wrong? Not completely sure why you would ask me about that. Maybe the Cinderville thing being a tag. Never expected her mom to interact with my fan art, or Silver either. That would be weird and insane. Silver, that me choosing hours of my own time making fan art for us together was so shameless, strange, and weird, because she chose to interpret my actions in the worst way possible. She did. This stuff is small potatoes compared to the bigger issue. It is. And that's why I'm like, we're near the end. TwitchCon picture, don't want people to the wrong idea about it. Like you TwitchCon in a picture, streamer like it, meet and greet. Told him more normal most of the time. You don't have to ask, you do. Picture was taken in a moment, it wasn't pre-planned. Silvervale never told me to leave her alone, did the opposite just days later. I've done that, where I've seen something like my nephew or someone else doing, like in my family, doing something cute, and I will take a picture of it, because I think it's cute. I don't retweet it, because I don't like retweeting family photos, but, I think it's cute. And I'll be like, cool, this is cute. Let's do something about that. Let's have something out there. So in this case, because she is a content creator, because she is a person that is known around there and trying to get herself known more, it is absolutely something that I can see why they would actually go ahead and put that out there. Not to glass against your will, blah, blah, blah. Silver had a problem with the picture. I think she said something about it in the message, but she didn't. And Discord message either. She did. She would have taken out just like my fan art years earlier. That's the reason I haven't done any meet and greet since then. Because I've been so scared. It's really, really effed up and stupid. I didn't want to deal with it again because the trapped and can't run away. So we're really scared of me coming back and talking to her, showering with her compliments like I did. She could have told Mythic not to let me in her meet and greet again if she didn't want me there for future events. You can actually do that. You can prevent people being there. She's blaming me for not going to TwitchCon because it's a possibility I'd interact with her. Anyone who's met me in person knows that I'm who I am and how I act. I don't know what she's afraid of, especially when all I did was praise her, encourage her, last meet and greet. Again, she told her chat that she didn't want me to talk to her again, but this is what messaged her directly myself. I'm sorry, message Ferrer will go. I'm always down if you want to message or anything though. So yeah, she's there. Don't know what makes you feel pathetic, but don't feel pathetic. I like scared of someone like this, but I was pretty stupid. Could never say anything because like if you talk about how someone gives you weird vibes, she like made it so effing uncomfortable constantly, and it was very clear, very direct. Like I just don't want to be your friend, don't want to talk to you. I said it was nice as I could. Where was Silver ever very directly saying anything like that to me? And any other things that they said there? Again, nothing. Reached out to my manager to try to get a collab, which was so uncomfortable, and it made me so stressed and anxious. Again, I think Silvervale is overplaying some things. I think she's playing too much into the woe is me type of thing. I think she's doing it too much. Me thinks she protests too much, in my opinion. Only other time I might have Silver myself was doing something together about a year earlier. She never responded. It wasn't an on-stream collab, just to hang out. But it was the one idea that brought up asking Silver to do something. And again, there was her asking for bounce SMP things there on other people. I didn't know Silver would have had a hard time saying no to her time, saying no to, mine. Maybe you did. you didn't have problems saying no. It's just you weren't as cautious as you should have been around your talent manager, Red. It's like there was more you could have done to do well. Hello, Salty Doc. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Got it from this. Red's an idiot. He's in this toxic F. Bao didn't deserve this BS. Shylily is kind of catty. And Red, Nano, and Sinder are high school level bullies. Yeah. And also Silvervale is kind of catty too. Our time not talent manager. She had a conversation. She doesn't know saying any problem saying no. She said no here. She didn't say that she was uncomfortable here. You know, that type of thing. So, God effing damn, she was persistent, but I don't want it like I should. You should be allowed to just not want to talk to somebody. Again, she wasn't very persistent in the things here. She just didn't talk to somebody, and then Cinder ended up getting the hint and didn't talk to her. She didn't mention anything. She didn't do anything like aggressive, anything like that. No, Ado asked Silver about the collab she did in October 2022. It never went anywhere. Asked to hang out offline, not collab. At the end of November 2022, which Silver never responded to. Mythic asked Silver about a collab or messaging me. The thing is, here's the thing. For Silver, and I've understood this. Once someone says no at one point, you don't go and be like, oh, maybe it's because it's the person that she said that she was talking to. Then she says no again. And then you go to her talent manager and ask again. Tricky is innocent. Buff and Cotton reacted negatively because of her friends that she was hurt. So she's innocent too. She doesn't really have anything. She didn't really make anything out there for it. And Tricky didn't do anything. She just felt betrayed. Numi as well. Cotton as well. Her Pyro Pups are innocent too, because poor guys, man. They did nothing wrong except follow the wrong person. It seems like, at least follow the person that had someone around them that was wrong. That's the way I see it. I sent that she should do to harass me in weird ways. They're really bad, and like they were all little things, little things that don't really like this. Wish it would stop, but I couldn't say anything. You could say something, but you didn't say anything. So it was your choice. You are an adult. You're not a kid. Don't infantilize yourself. You don't. She really seeming like she's infantilizing herself for pity. And I mean, of course, she should be pitied for bad situations you were put in, but don't infantilize yourself, especially not in front of your community. That just seems, I don't know, icky to me, in my opinion. Just my opinion. Again, I'm a dumbass, but it's my opinion. It makes me feel icky. I messaged her 5 times, positive message over 6 months. I occasionally would say hi to her in Twitch chat until it's restricted. Very rarely replied to her on Twitter. I don't know what constitutes me harassing her. She told me I was always welcome, down to message. Sarah Vale never communicated to me about anything. And it continues on and on about, being obsessed. She wasn't obsessed. About, prefer that I'm going to be playing games with someone on stream, someone I know well. And basically saying the reasons why she wouldn't actually be a part of it. Doesn't like stress. Doesn't want to, talk to people that she doesn't like. Spain says Sarah about the possibility of another collab she is interested in. And then Reddit talked about doing it together. I asked her once, she said no. I accepted that and I moved on. Just basically, here's the problem. Here's the problem, Cinder. You asked once yourself. You asked 3 times. Once with Adu, and once with the Mythic. So for her, in her opinion, it was 3 times. In her opinion, it was 3 times. It wasn't just that once. And sorry, I had the angry face. Just so fucked up she'd hit it. I'm surprised. I had no idea this was going on. I had no idea, man. None of us did. Amazing how two-faced Silvervale was with how well she hit everything. Accepted her decision when she told me she didn't want to collab after the one time I asked. She hid that from the public. So yeah, she did play into the whole, basically saying she's maniacal, being off stream, she's so different. It's scary, effed up. Just the more found, the more I couldn't believe it. A bad movie. So she went hard on Cinder. Although a lot of this was red. I'll say a lot of this was red. Wasn't interested in set her off so much that like effing broke her or something. Point she wanted to say take me out because I said no thank you. What? That is weird. Blaming for all the misfortunes in her career, I did nothing wrong to her, and one time I agreed to do something, it didn't affect her. While I was focusing on my own content, she looked at me with scorn for years. But she broke me? Yeah. That whole, yeah, I don't know. That was weird. That was a weird thing. Sorry, I hated her, never hated her, didn't want her around me. I respected, but she was business-oriented, it sucks, but I respected that. Didn't want to be friends with someone I could just tell was going to use me as a rung on the ladder. Didn't have the emotional bandwidth to deal with that. Got so many weird vibes from her. So okay, I can't imagine sitting next to someone like that, making memories on trips, and then you think about how badly you want to take them down while doing that. It's insane. So evil, blah, blah, blah. Silver had a problem with me for years. She did not respect me enough to even respond to my messages, even tell me off directly. She liked doing everything she says here is untrue, according to them. You wore that revealing dress, you deserved what happened. That Silverveil argument about my fan art and how it related to years of harassment I got for being a dollar store version. I drew fan art of us because I inadvertently inspired Sinder's creation. It inadvertently inspired Sinder's creation not to be sent hate and be called names for years. Seeing comments comparing us didn't have anything to do with me knowing Silverveil hated me. Her own actions told me that. Nothing I ever told anyone about Silverveil was slander, untrue in the way she treated me. Silverveil said herself that she got upset because of the comparisons made between us. But instead of us being friendly to one another, she decided to put on blinders and ignore it because she couldn't bring herself to show me the kindness I showed her at every turn. So yeah, she's basically making her complaints. She's just doing a bunch of complaints. Silverveil wouldn't have been able to work with Nano if Nano didn't cancel her deal as soon as Silverveil asked her for something. She would have lost out on one artist when she agreed to cut her off. Hardly anything to ruin her career. So yeah, just a lot of stuff here. Nothing went on for years. It didn't really Silverveil's project. She blamed me for everything that went wrong with her. Because, again, I think she got fed some bad information. And I think that's what ended up happening. She just got fed some shitty information. And that colored everything she did. It's the content, yes. And grudges last for years in some cases. Tactic aims to create illusion, strong case through sheer volume of speed rather than logical substance, burying the opponent in a torrent of error to willingness to refute. That's what a lot of people are saying this is, basically. May 23, Nana told Red that she was asked Silverveil about making a new model. Cancelled Silverveil's model herself. Red didn't ask her to do that. She asked her about it later. Silverveil's birthday is August 12th. How was it supposed to be her birthday model for her birthday? It was already passed months ago by the time her model was cancelled. So yeah, August 12th for her birthday. This is on the 17th of November. So yeah. And it says Silverveil is saying, I had her model canceled for her birthday. This sounded extremely evil, which is why she said it. And it had nothing to do with her model being canceled. So yeah. She misrepresented a lot of things. And, well, at this point, that's pretty normal with most people. People misrepresent anything to get their point across. Boy, do I know that. Ask me how I know that, children. Contacted other artists after my doc came out. I guess I'm really glad that I put the part there about worrying that she had been saying things about me because that was true apparently. Several claimed that she was contacted by so many other artists saying that I was stunning her. Conveniently right after doing a project or art piece with her because I allegedly didn't like traction it got. Why would she say that if it wasn't true? There were 3 artists in total Red I ever talked to about Silverveil treated me. Now there's Artist 1 and Artist 2. Silverveil isn't talking about Nano. She says as much. Nano was the only artist I talked to about Silverveil. She could have possibly been talking about artist number 1, but Red was the one who talked to them about Silverveil. Can rule out artist number 2 being someone she's referring to here by someone she said at the end of her stream, which will be addressed. There weren't so many other artists reaching out to Silverveil. Here's the thing. When, just playing devil's advocate, when people don't have much ammo and they really don't like somebody and they want to make it worse, they will make up so much stuff. They will make up stuff that seems credible to someone who has no idea, but anyone with a brain will be like, wait a minute, this seems weird. And that's what Silverveil's doing right here. And, you know, Sinder in the same way. Sinder is just deluging you, just flooding you, and hoping that you don't know how to swim. Internet Zen Master, take care. Thank you so much for being here. Gotta work in the morning. Get some good rest. Get some good after stream care. Please take care of yourself. Thank you so much for the support you've given today. And I hope to see you in one of my other streams that doesn't involve this kind of stuff. Employer is responsible for the actions of people they employ, and Red was an employee of her. I was her manager. Sarah said the truth that she should have no problem showing the messages from these artists. She did it again to make her sound worse, like I said. I didn't want to destroy Silverveil or her career, didn't try to, wanted to ask Nano not to make models of her anymore, but the comparisons between us and harassment, I got over it. It says here, Silverveil repeated Shylily's claim that I took zero accountability for my apology. Apologized most to Silverveil. Called myself unapologetically evil towards her, and they didn't go into detail in our interactions and laid out the section in this document. No words can impress how effing disgusting that was. Zero accountability, and it's like so effed up. Like all of it's just so effed up. Again, she was working through her own lenses at the time. Sarah was not kicked down, constantly by me or Red. Silverveil claimed it wasn't a problematic person. Yeah. I could have just said, okay, if you don't want to do things, it's fine. It's, I think the point when Silverveil was saying these things, she was still emotionally, invested in the whole thing. She was still going by what Shylily was feeding her and what she was fed by Shylily. It isn't the talent's fault, but after the fact that she took him back, she's gonna be taking responsibility for everything that he's doing at this point, because it's not right, but in the eye of everyone out there, it's like, why did you take him back? That was a big mistake that she made. I will say that a lot of things that Red said, I will clarify for myself. A lot of things that Red did and said were done without her knowledge or her approval. In the end, though, if I, as an employee of a company, do something fucked up, it's going to reflect badly on my company. My company's going to have to take responsibility for what I did to fuck up, if it affects someone else. Unfortunately. That's what happens. If a manager in HoloLife, for example, does something very horrible, their employer is going to be responsible for what they did. Like what happened with Yozo Ramel and the manager who was stalking her and being very creepy to her. It did affect HoloLife's responsibility, did affect HoloLife's look, and they were responsible, but they did take responsibility in the end, and they did fire him and make changes to how managers interact with the talents. The same way bad managers affect needy. Yes, it will affect your clout, I guess you would say, or the way you're seen by everybody. So, is it Cinder's fault that Red did all the things? No. But at the end of the day, people out there, outside in the real world, will make her responsible for it, which as they have. We'll see her as responsible for it. It sucks, it's not right, but it is something that happens. Like I said, in the professional world, as VTubing, we see it as a hobby. It is a hobby for many, but for her it's a living, for her it's a lifestyle, for her it's a job, and it is making her money to be able to survive. So it's a business. In businesses, unfortunately, no matter if you were there for when your employee did it, someone under the employment of yourself does something wrong, you're responsible for it. It stinks. It does suck. It does suck, but that's the way it is. Yeah, it goes to the highest authority with Cinder in this case. Like I said, is it right? Fuck no. But that's the way the world works, unfortunately. It's like saying people who were mentioned by someone who's bad, that they were bad. No, because if some random podunk motherfucker mentions me, it doesn't mean that I'm bad. But if, like, for example, my manager, a manager that I have, starting shit out there, people are going to come to me for me to be responsible for what the fuck my manager's doing, if they know he's my manager. They won't be like, oh, he's just the manager, Salvi's okay. No, they're going to come after me. Like, look what the fuck your manager's doing. They're going to come after me. So, no. I'm saying in the business professional aspect, like I'm saying, is it right? Fuck no. Do I like that it happened? Fuck no. But is it what's going to be happening any single time this happens again? Yes. Because that's the way people see it. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. That is the way it is done. Red's girlfriend, she's actually responsible, and considering the facts out of the open, she should know she took responsibility. I will say that I do believe, in this case, the part of her not knowing exactly what he did, because if you've been around liars long enough, you know they can definitely make you not know what the fuck they're doing. They can definitely do that, and that's fucked up. It isn't right, but yeah, it does happen. That she really takes it back with everything there. She needs to take responsibility. Now she should know. She has taken responsibility, though, in that he is no longer going to be responsible for anything that is business-wise. He's just basically to give her advice and that kind of stuff. Red said, Nano in May of 2023, once expressing that working together would be mutually beneficial for those both. His message before literally says it was just about the money. So let's go here. It was about Silver getting along with me. So it continues on, and it says, according here, Silver dragged gamer subs to the conversation other than to look considerate to them, to our audience. And here, I don't want to use Silverville. I wanted to be on good terms with Silverville, not eventually friends. Here, Silverville continues to attribute her plans that fell through as my fault. Means that she has had a problem with me working with someone she seemingly considered one of her artists. I got an unreleased art piece commissioned from them because I liked their work, and they drew fan art of me in the past. So yeah. Did not step on Silver constantly, beat her down from the shadows. All my messages to Silver were genuine. What a crazy thing for Silver to say. She'd have to think it would come out eventually. Diehard fans buy merch to say they're Oshi, like you're the hugest part of someone's life. Just throw that away so effed up to not even think about them. Just think about the dollars they can give you is not to think about. I don't know if Cinder had that idea, but yeah, she did try to portray her this way. Hydrate again. Yes, I do need to hydrate. I don't think Cinder is narcissistic necessarily. I think she's I think she's just not well, I won't, yeah. Cinder is not a good judge of character, from what it looks like. She doesn't know how to judge character very well, from what it looks like. Yeah, big enemy here. Enemy number one. Public enemy number one is, of course, Red. Again, more artists that they don't have proof of. I went for years, but didn't abuse my friend's trust to betray them. Silver's career didn't have to end like Nano. Decided to abide by the agreement and then not work with her. Silver again implies everything in her life going wrong. This time have been my fault. Nano lied, Nano wasn't abused, and she wasn't manipulated. All of the evidence for the things Redden has said about Silvervale is all shown here. We did not slander anyone. So yeah, they did show their stuff. Claiming she had no problems with me. Shylily called me a snake. Silver went out of her way to call me a clout-hungry snake. If anyone's not worthy of the titles, if anyone's worthy of the title, Silvervale lying through her stream, claiming she had no problems with me in the same breath. Again, here, I wasn't good enough, and I didn't see some of my community leave. I would see my mods join her team, and wonder why I wasn't good enough. Because you were catty to them. Because you didn't appreciate them. They said it themselves. You didn't appreciate them. That happens. You learn, you change, you appreciate them later. It works out, hopefully. Find new homes. Silver goes on to blame me about her community apparently leaving her. Her mods were willingly applied to my mod application. They weren't scouted. They were just said, you know, there you go. The most ironic thing is Silvervale could possibly said, stop being so fake. I don't know if they will, but you can hope, I guess. Everyone's fake to a certain extent. Silver said she didn't do anything wrong while lying about all these things he probably felt bad about saying. I wasn't surprised. I was someone she would claim it ever think about at all. The person she attributed every misfortune in her career for years, putting her audience and her mods, choosing me. So it's continuing here. Pedal pups, pedal pals, pedal pups. Did you get pirate pups from that too? Spain, pirate pups in my art tag were not derived from Silvervale's brand. Silvervale calling Shylily the Rock for everything points to her being the one who reached out to Silver and the one that had planning in the cancellation. First of all, it's extremely narcissistic of her to claim the boss I couldn't beat and goal I couldn't achieve, but especially ironic when she's the one blaming me for everything that's been going wrong with her career. Yeah, I understand that. The one time I asked her about a professional collab through Mythic directly, accepted her turning me down. It didn't matter, something together. For years, we've both been harassed about the other, and at the same time being begged by fans to do anything with each other. How do we appease both parties? We do something together. Literally anything. Even as small as interacting on Twitter. Says it's nice to get off my chest. Need to talk about a cause because I never hate this person that makes me feel uncomfortable, not talk to them, and all these things that she said here. Of course, I talked about it to my mom, to my friends. They find out about it. I feel like it's so different talking to you guys about it. Did not talk to anyone like her ever. Silver is lying. Her mods didn't all have negative opinion of me for no reason. One of them made an analogy of Silver being very direct with me, something they did only know if Silver told them she was. Another one of them said that they heard about Silver's dislike for me. How would they know unless Silver talked about it? Again, yeah, very true. Sir, spoke to Nanas at Party AX in summer 2023. Couldn't have been more 15 minutes. I'd like to know what I said to be stuck with her because I don't remember saying anything remotely similar to what's being described here. Then at a party, she told her something very catty and snide and stuck with her. It bothered her for a long time. She could be lying here. I mentioned, I think it's like a friend trying to give, like, oh yeah, you're right. I remember this thing happened. You're right about Cinder. I remember this thing happened a long time ago when it probably wasn't true. First time I ever spoken with her, I've never had any ill feelings towards Neanners. We've spoken briefly at other events since then, and we've both been kind to each other. Best friends, you know, they like how we feel the past. Sometimes there were a lot of comparisons. We could have possibly stopped these comparisons that Silver said. I sent Silver 5 messages over 6 months. In our first conversation on Discord, she never told me to please go away or leave me alone. Like, after I told her I didn't want a transaction relationship, that was it. Just said, like, please go away, leave me alone. She's not in my life. I don't want to talk about her. I don't think about her. I just wanted her to leave me alone. She never, I mean, everything that we're seeing here, she never said leave me alone. She just said she doesn't want to do things. Of course, these are small nitpicks, in my opinion, amongst the bigger shit. Cinder hears the things the Pirate Pups are saying. She does. She has, I mean, the Pirate Pups are in her server. She does. I've been in leadership positions. I earned my place to judge bad leadership. Yeah. It was neglectful leadership, I would say, on the part of Sinder. That's one thing. That's one criticism I'll get. She was neglectful of her and overly trusting of her manager. I can understand, you know, it's your boyfriend. You want to trust him with your life, pretty much. But in this case, it didn't work out for her. Not at all. Yeah, it was a slow and subtle manipulation from Red. I will say, Red did try to manipulate as much as possible. But you have Nano fighting back. Nano pushing back. But Nano also wasn't innocent. Nano wasn't innocent. Nano offered to never work with Bao again. She offered to stop working with Silvervale, that type of thing, to cancel Silvervale. Nano and Cinder are guilty, both of them. I can see that. I can see that. But I will say more Nano than Cinder in this case. Cinder, like I said, is just a very bad judge of character, and also doesn't know when people don't want to talk to her, just like me, and just really just made some mistakes in who she had around her and who she gave trust to. Works on here, a little bit more to talk to, kind of address, elaborate on. I guess I don't know the best way to phrase. I really appreciate people that came back if they were here before. Thank you for joining the community and being part of our home. Another comment of viewers are returning and saying that I stole them from her and was keeping her from supporting watching her some way. She said she would see some of her community leave. Both of these comments are support mod number 1 said to Red about Silver's announcement canceling her stream, specifically during my anniversary subathon, meaning as far back as last summer. She felt this way, if not much earlier. Buried anything in Silvervale, though the course of 4 effing years. It's hitting me harder than I thought it would. Physically, it's been a lot. It's been stressful thinking back, course of 4 effing years. I don't want people to think I was being truthful or anything. Some questions I think are valid questions. Yesterday I mentioned ship art tag fan art. Very first thing I can think of. If I'm uncomfortable, so I don't want people to think this being untruthful or anything. It's just her feelings. And here, tweet Silvervale showed on her stream this thing here. Or if it was ever find its way back machine, she needed to link to my original. Deleted tweet. She said she had it because her mom messaged her about it. Because her mom did retweet my art. Contrary to story Silver has been telling, it's more likely that her mom messaged Silver linked to my tweet that she already liked, commented on, retweeted, or that Silver saw her mom's tweet of my fan art and then messaged her saying she had a problem with it, probably her mom to delete everything. But Silver was even lying about this. First Silvervale claimed I was posting art of myself with people I didn't know for weeks. She's talking about the skevs I addressed in previous section. Everyone I got skevs with knew me at the time I ordered them, so she's wrong. So yeah. Basically, she's saying it made her feel weird and uncomfortable that she would want skevs with other people, people she didn't know. Said posting me skevs made her feel even more uncomfortable when she saw my fan art. As you can see from the screenshot of Silver's stream above, my original fan art tweet was that Cindervale tag 1/31/2021 wasn't up for more than 24 hours before it was deleted. Here's my very first scab request of another VTuber. Was delivered to me the day earlier, 1/30/2020. Here a Twitter media post from 12/1/2020. Cinder was even a part of the design 2/6/2021. And there's a lot of other stuff here. Twitter media posts, VTubers posting fan art. There are also other posts of these things. All these things here were posted as well. Silver said her mom didn't know. Silver didn't reply to my art. I didn't have looked suspicious at all, but Silver replied to every single piece of fan art she gets. They talk about uncomfortable, stressful, and anxious this made her, but I was nobody at the time. Here's my Twitter profile for 2016-2021. A month and a half after my fan art was posted, had under 5,000 followers, and wasn't even a VTuber yet. Wouldn't it be well over another year? Said before, I didn't expect any kind of interaction from Silver or from her mom. Silver profiled on 2/2/2021, around the same time, I guess. And right when it happened, she had over 100,000 followers, so she was way bigger than Cinder. I think some people were wondering why I didn't talk to her about it. I did actually message her about it, and I told her that the ship tag made me feel uncomfortable. After my mom messaged me, it was super uncomfortable, and her manager reached out to Yoki. I don't know why. People were also confused that it was Yoki's art. It wasn't Yoki's art. Her manager just messaged Yoki because knew I was friends with Yoki, trying to get to her. Yeah. There, we already saw that part. Silver was looking for the worst in me from the start and completely twisted my actions towards her in some malicious, clout-driven endeavor. That's not at all what happened on my side. Silver never liked me, and that she said as such. She said she didn't want to escalate things, but that's just like mythic in 2023. She could have ignored the situation and moved on, but she felt the need to say something. We're almost done with this section. Image of her DMs shown here. On her stream, you can literally see her message acknowledging that her mom untweeted my fan art. and not the story she claimed. She couldn't have misremembered it. Happened after going back with the message to show a stream. She chose to lie about it. Yeah, it even says here, Yoki manager messaged her asking why my mom untweeted it. It was always something that was in the back of her mind and why she didn't want to interact with me. Lied to me directly in this message. Here, again, of course she would. Was not jealous of Silvervale. Did not obsess over Silvervale. I did not copy her. Didn't have a problem with Silvervale herself because of other people's comments about us. My problem was that the way she treated me opposite of what she said to me. Basically two-faced. She didn't like that Silvervale was being two-faced. But again, she was all Sinder was also being a little pushy in the way she was doing things. She claimed that she was direct when she wasn't. Let me be direct with you. As a master emotional manipulator, Shylily claimed I was a narcissistic manipulator. Then I don't even know what she described Silvervale. Effortlessly lied directly to her audience, and she claims to care so much about. Through her crocodile tears, manipulated them to give her support. She felt it's not the first time this has happened. Not the last time it's going to happen either. Again, all this is like more nitpicking for the most part. Yeah, Nano did say some stuff before. Like I said, Nano is not innocent in this. Nano's definitely not innocent in this. Silvervale, most people aren't. Most of the ones directly involved in this aren't innocent. Like Shylily isn't. Silvervale isn't. Sinder isn't. Nano isn't. Bao is. Bao is probably the only one directly involved in this. And Numi. Directly involved in this, in the drama and like things like this that were innocent of it. And I'm talking about like the other ones are tangentially involved, like Tricky and other ones are tangentially involved. But with the direct stuff that have been talked about in these streams and things like that, those are the ones that are most innocent. And then they're the ones that are guilty, like I mentioned. Had to lie about everything she experienced with me because she told the truth. It is show her being at fault. From what we saw, yes, there were a lot of, nitpicked lies and things like that. Red manipulating Nano is stupid. Literally no reason to lie about what happened in my fan art. It's really weird. I mean, Nano, like I said, Nano loved the drama and all that stuff until it involved one of her friends. And she was nice and happy and everything with the drama and other shit that was happening until it involved one of her friends. She only turned when it happened with Silver. She was fine saying she didn't like Bao, she didn't like Cotton, all that type of stuff until it was Silver. Nano did choose under I would call it indirect manipulation, but still it was manipulation. Like, he would throw hints and ideas of like, basically, it'd be great if you did this. I would feel great if you did this, that type of thing. That friends, like me, people like me would probably be like, pick up on eventually and be like, oh, you want me to do this? Oh, you want me to do that? And then we do it. So yeah. She saw I was trying to use her, stealing her viewers and mods away from her, being just successful as her in my own right. Despite just being her copy, she became adamant to turn the mods against me, remove all mentions of me from Discord server and Twitch chat, refused to do something as small as reply to each other on Twitter, couldn't bring myself to even thank me by name. When I rated her, I did not give any public validation. She cannot only see my words and actions in the petty, threatened way she chose to interpret them in. I was nothing but kind to her for years, basically continuing there about everything that we just went over. I discussed document issues with Silvervale, and this is, again, some pattern of behavior speculation. Didn't like me, second debut anniversary was that. She was doing things around the same time. The Bikini debut merch drop coincided with Silver's birthday, and the 2.0s, Pixel merch drop, all these things she's mentioning. Got to be canceled for anniversary this year. I was supposed to be launching a limited edition Pyro Power, and all that kind of stuff. Kind of like, basically, her conspiracy-laden brain, and her wanting to be a victim, in this case, Cinder. This doesn't make her look good. This doesn't make her look good. It makes her look like a conspiracy theorist. Some of the things do seem to connect a lot, but it doesn't make her look like a conspiracy theorist. It doesn't work well for her using this one. Silver, and just in my opinion, say that Timmy Bikini debut merch drop had her birthday week and merch drop last year, day after her anniversary this year. The reason why I say this is there are a lot of not coincidental, circumstantial things out there that can point to one thing. And yeah, I there's no real way to prove that she was doing it maliciously or not, whatever. But it did seem that a lot of weird things were happening at the same time. I will give her that. Richard plan is back at the start of the year. In all cases, gamer subs as creators choose when they want their drops to be. Bikini debut merch drop was already put together before my cancellation. There she would have been able to schedule it whenever she wanted. Plan of back-to-back releases was to continue. I believe Cinder planned this at the time. The drop to spite me and overshadow my anniversary. Again, it's not really proven. My beach background from August 2024 and hers from June 2025. I can see similarities. This one looks more like a pond, more like an oasis. This one looks like just like a beach vacation. You know what I mean? Like a whatchamacallit, a resort. Screenshot from my debut stream and our beach overlay. Mine debut stream from August 24 with my beach bar overlay. Again, these things could be inspiration. I have been accused of copying people for a long time. I do know that inspiration can reach in this way. She did make her own. She did make it unique, with ferns and other things like that, and different things there. But there are some similarities, of course. She had a tiki lounge thing here. Here it just looked like, well, I guess you can say a tiki lounge thing as well. Some things are inspiration, not necessarily copy. And again, didn't make it clear, so prefers not to do collabs, doesn't want any transaction relationships. I call myself a cute wolf girl to play video games with. Chat, should I eat her? And please, no, I'm not made of cat and candy. Checking out the new Goddess of Victory, Nikkei, with Shylily Twitch. Again, she was... Here's the thing, Sinder. Silverveil didn't like you. She was using that as an excuse to not be with you. The whole don't want transactional relationships. The part is, she said it publicly. And this is transactional shit. This is all transactional shit here. So I can see that call out there. Because all of this stuff here, what is a sponsorship other than transactional? Honestly, it's just she didn't like Cinder. That's pretty much it. Yeah, it was manipulation on both sides. Like, Shylily manipulated her, and Red also tried to manipulate her as best as he could. Nikkei here, birds of a feather, flock together, pretty much. Please tell me the Aru one is shorter. God, it's still fucking long. It's still fucking long. Holy shit. I'm glad you guys are still here, by the way. But holy shit, this is still long. Holy fuck. That's what she said. No, but seriously. Holy fuck. Aru here. Tweeting about this until I saw Cinder's apology. It wasn't hurt to the extent that others were. During TwitchCon, invited me to go with Silverveil's meet and greet. It meant a lot to me. To introduce him, Cinder's pushed me to ask Silverveil for a collab. Rarely initiates collabs, prefer to build friendships offstream first and let things happen naturally. Still, I went out of my comfort zone. Did message Silverveil about the collab first, but when Cinder followed up again, brushed it off because I didn't want to pressure her. Over time, I started noticing that Cinder didn't treat me as a real friend. So again, so you're not seeing her as a real friend, transaction, all that kind of stuff. The excuse for hating Cinder. I don't know. That's the thing. It's like, it doesn't really make much sense just from things she was hearing before. Thinking that she was copying her, thinking that she was taking her community from what I saw here. That's why, she supposedly hated Cinder. Silver, at least. It says, choices equal consequences. Yes, our interaction stopped, so I try to keep things friendly. It's hard to say. Change down for obvious reasons. Cinder's apology doesn't feel genuine. Cinder isn't the only one who makes others in the space feel used or small. People like her, Yaki, and others make feel that the best choice for myself was to keep away from VTubing entirely and make me afraid to build new connections. To my community, I think that I tried to come back to VTubing when we talked about it last night. To the friends pulled away from, I was trying to protect peace. I'm sorry. I started VTubing because I believed in the joy of creativity and this community, and it's heartbreaking to see the spirit dimmed by people who take advantage of others' kindness. What I went through wasn't nearly as intense as what Nautilus experienced, but I do understand how hard it is to say to no to a friend, especially when you make you feel like you're the only one who can help. And here we go with, the things of what she wanted to do. Posted after my apology on 428. This was 427 and 428. All the kind words mean a lot to me. Been reading a message from friends that said I do not want to address something. I do want to address something, especially for the pirate posts who are hurting deeply right now. I understand wanting to defend, but for those asking why post this, why stir things up, she didn't do anything wrong. She was just trying to network. Want to be clear that the entire reason I spoke up in this first place was to show that it wasn't just Red behaving this way. I only stirred what motive with me after Silverveil shared her document. It could be a Silverveil just doesn't have an idea how to be social. Like me. I had no idea how to be fucking social. It could just be that. She has to be socially fucking inept. Get in a cult and you choose to follow them and do crimes with other shit. You will be responsible? Yes. Wasn't Red's idea. It wasn't something she pushed. He pushed. Silverveil, she used to use me like the others. Forced collaboration with her. All while pretending it came from a place of love and respect. Truly hope you find feeling. I know how heavy it is right now. It won't be easy. But believe in you. And of course here. Again, she said Twitch Rivals event September 22 is the first time she met her. I met her in person at Red TwitchCon. It's following month. At the con, she mentioned that she knew Silverveil. We were sitting at a Shoujo booth. It's the first time I learned this. I didn't notice they were mutuals that she claimed. I told her I was planning to go to her meet and greet the next day. had nothing against Silverville at the time this happened, and it wasn't motivated to meet her by deep hatred like Aru claimed. I chose to invite Aru to come to me with me because I was nervous to see her myself. It's okay. We know that. We always know that. However, Red told this exact same to Nano Matt and me. When I asked Silver if the two of them could do a woke group collab together, at the con, asked Aru about the idea. If she was serious, she had to ask Silver about it. Started December. She asked again. She has to check again. That's true right now. She admitted a lie in her tweet. Aru never said anything else about it and didn't ask her again. No change my friendship over Aru. I viewed 2023. Our interactions nearly stopped, but yet we continued to message each other on and off for the next 8 months. Even asked her to voice one of my lore videos in May 2023. So yeah, there was some misremembering on this part again. Again, parsing little things here. I felt like VTuber grew apart. Last mention, the DMs were asking about IT, escape room. Although I never replied to her directly, her friends did plan to see the Saw escape room later that year. I have no idea what she's talking about when her tweet saying Sinder made it clear she didn't even like me. I would see Aru at conventions and events. Every time I've interacted with her, I always treated her as my friend. She hasn't messaged me, I haven't messaged her, but now it's because I was always just using her to get to Silverville. Messaged her about the collab. She had an idea for twice ever, almost a year before we stopped talking. Silver had an obligation to do anything with us, and I didn't hold the fact that the collab never happened against Aru. So here we go. Everything is in chronological order of all the things they had. Huge crush on you. I also have an idea how to talk to girls, so we learn together. Yes, it's hectic. All this conversation here looks like good conversation with friends. Again, it started on 9/12. It continued 9/24, 9/25, 9/25, 2022, 10/2, 10/2 here. During my trip to TwitchCon, more stuff here. Looking very happy. Calls as well. It lasted about a few seconds. Accidentally called somebody. There in 2022. I don't wanted to come to meet Silverville with me. I was going to meet and greet. Love to stay safe. Why are you apologizing? I'm sorry for losing y'all and get kissed. It says, I'll go with you and all that kind of stuff there. They're just talking about regular stuff. And then they did the meet there. So adorable. Continue when you want to meet. This is the GamerStuff's booth. On my way, where you want to meet, etc. They're meeting for more stuff. Message Aro on my way home. TwitchCon, she was actually planning to ask Silverville to collab together. And here we go. You guys have fun. Want to do all the haunted house stuff. Dipping in the zoo. Sad I love Kaku. And then they were doing more stuff there. Talking about, the meets. Talking about, playing with Silver. And, of course, she said that she did. She showed that she did. Screenshot of Aru's DMs to Silver that she sent me. Silver not got back to Aru after this. Aru never brought it up to me or Silver again. And again, she, talked about, I would love that. I looked through my schedule and we'll play. So excited. Sometime this week instead. Since it took October 17th, 9th, 18th, 23. Yes, please. And then continue 2024. Continue there about some of the new things that Aru wanted to show. Stop. It looks really good. Talk about the mortuary assistant. Things like that they were playing. A video ninja thing. In order to get them on the same stream. All this thing setting up. The mortuary assistant went well. Then they did Labyrinth as well. A spooky maze. Ask Aru if she was okay. Me getting a Skebos together. Again, showing that there was no hatred. There was no dislike. There's all this thing here. Basically saying, still talking about the Silvervale thing. Still talking about other things here and there. Sending pictures of each other. As pictures of things together. It's like, I love you so much. I love you, Sinder. I love it so much. All these things here. All this positivity still going on. And of course, in 2023, when she said that there was nothing there. In February. Then in March, they were talking. Then in April, they were still talking a bit. Here and there about the Lord video. And then in May, they talked some more. Then in June, they talked some more. All these things. So they talked a lot. So it was a lie that they didn't talk in 2023. She misremembered, or she didn't want to remember in that whole point. That's another thing there. That could be. So Risha debacle, yeah, that was crazy. The Victor, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy when that happened. I'm like, holy shit, when that whole thing happened, I was like, what the fuck? Because I was a fan of Russia. I'm not gonna lie, I was a fan of Russia. And she did mess up. She absolutely did mess up. I will admit that. That was absolutely her fault. 100%. and that's why she got canceled, because of the contract things are very serious, especially in Japan. Very, very serious stuff with contracts. That's why she got canceled. But moving on to what we're talking about here. We're going to continue. Spite, experience with Sinder, docs here. I'm very sorry to Spite for the harassment she's gotten over the years for absolutely no reason other than being similar to me. I feel to be called a copy and someone else when you know it's not true. I dislike Spite for what I thought was her copying me, and I was harassed for being similar to her too. Does not nearly the degrees I was a Silvervale. Then I reached out to talk things out. That was her fault. Lie when I talk about Spite in my apology. I knew Red had talked to Nano about her in 2023. He had gone as far to ask her not to work with Spite, something I had nothing to do with. And again, we go here. Believe Spite was contacted by Shylily, compelled to make a public statement about me. It's made up of allegations without evidence, purely based on conjecture. She profited off these baseless accusations since making them against me. Spite was ever known to screenshot of Red asking Nano not to work with her, which I feel Spite would have included in the document that she made her statement after one screenshot of Red's DMs talking about her in May 2023. And no point have I ever stolen or copied anything from Spite besides Red. I've only talked about my grievances with Spite to a handful of friends. Again, topic separated here. Cinder reference sheet in December 16, 2020. Of course, this is going through. Original character design was finished. Reference sheet also describes my blue flames. Here, on the reference sheet is describing the blue flames here as one of the things that can be done. Posted my full reference sheet on Twitter for the first time on February 9th. She made her Twitter account in May 2021, about 3 months after my post. So, that's true. Okay, there we go. So she had her thing there. She was blue design. The blue design hadn't been there yet, but it was thought up of. So she has the receipts right here. And posted my PNG model that was using the stream 6/15/2021. My model debuted later in 6/25/2022. A year later in 2022. Had an alternate blue version I use sometimes too. So that was a PNG she was using in 27/2021, and that was her alternative blue. And this was Spite in July 3rd. So even though the thing is, it's all evidence based, and we have to take Cinder's word Cinder at her word in this case. This is 169 pages, by the way. I don't know why this one is so long, but I guess it is what it is. We have here, base it off yourself, please. And off this, please. Let's see in my more fantastical outfit. This is when the first idea of demon design came to Nano. The idea came from Fruit's evil alternate design, and shown here, as we have seen before. And it's continuing here of the alternate designs and things that were happening in 12/14/2021. And those are the designs that references that she gave to Nano. She has it even in in the drive shown there that she gave to Nano. The references 2022 original demon design was finished for about 4 months before my original model debut in 6/25/2022. Version of the design never became a model. So it's 27/2022. So those ideas were already a thing. Demon design was updated to my model fully debuted on this date. So they were already thinking of those things, and these things were ideas that she had there for redacted for Nano. References 6/14/2022. On July 20th, 2022. So we have more info. So yeah, Cinder wasn't copying Spite. They were both had similar ideas from what it looks like. They were both doing consecutive thought or whatever. Because you can see here, this was 6/14/2022. And but the idea was already there in 6/14/2022. So this makes it look bad. No fire in Spite's ears and this image of her, but they were in my final model when I debuted. So that's the thing. Kind of artwork. I was looking for the artist, asked for it to be partially grayscale with a blue bright color for highlights and details. Public knowledge who made the artwork, so not to censor the name here. Click Draws was the one who did it. Click Draws is very good, honestly, with the art. There is some of the stuff they had. And then this was in 12/9/2022. Some of the idea that she had 12/12/2022. And that is again there in 12/17/2022. Artwork's finished in March 2025. And 8/13/2023 submitted my commission request, designed a Heaven Hound outfit for the artist. And those were the things, the references. So she's just showing here all the stuff that she did. That the Heaven outfit was in 4/19/2024 when it was almost finalized, and 4/29/2024 the Greek goddess outfit on stream. So that wasn't necessarily a copy. Like I said, they had parallel ideas. Blind followings, yes. There are blind followings in the VTuber world. These are like parallel ideas. They were both thinking of the same thing. They were both thinking of the same ideas. They didn't feed off of each other. One wasn't copying another. Spite wasn't copying Cinder. Cinder wasn't copying Spite. It was just, it looks like parallel thought in this case. Almost 7 months later, 12/15/2024. So 5, again, it was done on 4/19/2024 is when this idea came out. That was pretty much what it ended up being in the end. Some things were changed, but it was still the goddess thing was there with the wings and things like that. So, yeah. April 20th, this was here on... first time Red brought up the idea of comfy gamer pajama outfit was in 8/10/2023. So the idea was not taken from Spite either. Because April 20th, 2024 was when she did the hoodie and that stuff. And that was April 20th, 2024. 11/20/24, Red asked Nano about doing pajama outfit debut alongside with AFK. So yeah, I mean, the idea was beforehand, but it was done after. So of course it's going to be seen as copy, whatever. It is what it is. Pajama outfits here. All the, well, there's butt there, but you know, all the other stuff going on of different pajama outfits like Cali and such like that. Final model design or full outfits were shown in Spite's document. The only similarities between our outfits is that they both have hoodies with zippers, shorts, and hair over one eye. So yeah, they are not that similar. This is a full onesie, and this is a hoodie, kind of like a long sweater. That's like a long sweater with short shorts. This is, of course, short shorts with a short sweater and a onesie. So that's the only copy later with the hoodie thing there. I guess. Image she used in her document. Two instances of Spite pointed out in her document when I tweeted around the same time as her own events. The first being my debut teaser tweets. So this was 5/12/2022. 2 days before my teaser tweet, Red messaged me that he made the teaser image. 5/12/2022. And then Redacted put out some different things here. Without the hair, all that, those ideas are on the same day. And then 5/13, Spite tweeted about her debut happening the next day. Hope you see you there. And June is when she's having hers. So, posted debut teaser. Find anything that showed I posted it when I did because of Spite. It was Saturday, about a month before my planned debut date. First thing Spite mentions in her document about debut season 2022 is apparently posted on the same day as her original debut. I honestly don't know if at the time this was potential or not. I don't know when I first discovered Spite, and it could have been after she debuted. Which, yeah, a lot of people would find it after debut. A lot of people would find it after debut. So that is kind of, I don't know, a moot point at this point, I think. I think it is a moot point at this point, for the most part. But it is, of course.
Did we just become best friends? Yup!
Light_Yagami_era1 joined the family.
Thank you, Light Yagami. Spite announced first ASMR stream on 9/24/2024. And here, and 9/24/2022. I mean 2022. 9/24/2022. I had posted our Tashi and Cinder on Twitter to advertise their ASMR channel. Still trying to keep up with. This was Tashi. This was her old one. Tashi was there way before Spite was ASMR. Way before. Tashi was ASMR way before. Like, you look at these things, 2022, 2023. Like, Tashi was the thing around 2020. A few new ASMR videos before this post was made, since I've been almost 2 months since I last upload. I always kept in touch. See, August 7th, 2022 was before this 9/24 or 9/22. So yeah, Tashi had been doing stuff beforehand, the ASMR. So it just coincided with that whole thing. One tweet I found that I made in spite of her. I know I made in spite of her. 6 months of what I thought was Spite copying me and being compared to her and harassed for being similar. It was wrong and petty of me doing this. Spite announced her new outfit debut. And day of her debut, I posted my blue merch artwork. So yeah, that was spiteful of her. Cool stuff on my throne. I want to wear this on a hoodie when my merch comes in. New outfit reveal. Goddess of Hell has arrived. Find below. And of course, also show my point of view why I thought Spite was the one copying me back in 2022. The one with the right debuting on 5/14. It looked very much like, look very much like her goddess form. It really did. My original model debuted. It did look similar. Spite came into my chat to introduce herself and gave me bits, so I knew who she was. She knew how I was. It was the first and only time she ever was in my chat. Bot showing this, etc. And Doggo Brain Struggle. And here is Spite's new model debut. And then This document worked at 7/20/2022. There are ear flames in spite in this image. There are no ear flames in spite in this image. This is Cinder having ear flames. Debut teaser happening posted the same day as her model debut. Spicy model teaser. Model above. That was 8/29 and 5/14. So that was 3 months after. So yeah. Had animated version of my Hellhound running on the right as an alert stream. I had pre-debut streams as well, but you see it on my debut in both colors. On before 6/25 and 9/7, she did something similar. Again, either parallel thought or, ooh, this is an interesting idea. I want to try it too. I've had those where I'm like, oh, it was an interesting idea. I want to try it too. My PNG model that I was using stream for a year, June 2021, to my June 2021, to my model debut in 2022, was this one here. And the alternate blue version is there. And Spite posted artwork of a new design of a model artist, and then you have the ears with fire there. That's where you start thinking that there's copy. There's not, but that's where people started thinking there was copy. Because in my opinion, there's honestly not. It's just parallel thinking in my opinion. Around the same time as her new outfit debuted, she also started using the fire emoji in her Twitter name as she hadn't before. And this was before 1/12/2023. Snapchat was 10/3/2022 without it, and that was 3/12/2023 where she had it. I always had the alternate blue color toggle as part of my design. It was on reference sheet and the biggest and most well-known gimmick of my original model. Used it frequently on stream. This was before editing and changing model layer colors built in theater of VTube Studio. Made posts emphasizing my two colors. Told you there are two wolves. 10/23. Spite started using alternate red coloration on a new model, which she continued using from then on. I don't know if she was the first time she used it on stream. It could have been earlier, or at least I could find her posting it. Yeah, that would make a lot of people think that she was copying Cinder. That would absolutely make a lot of people think that. Because why would you switch to blue for red? I posted two different colored shirts, focusing on two fire colors. Pre-orders closed on Sunday on 1/5/2023. 1/18/2023, Spite posted an image of her new outfit, focusing on her blue and red colors about 2 weeks later. So that is interestingly, I don't know, maybe bitter, maybe spiteful. I don't know. Red's first conversation with Nano about Spite was 5 days later, after Spite's post above. He asked her not to work with her, and Nano gladly agreed to. Not including Nano Spite's documents at all. Didn't say anything about it. Continuing on here. Red said Cinder was upset about what we felt about Spite copying her. And here, one of 4 total times, anyone not to work with someone else. Again, they're going through the same stuff here. Nothing with Spite in any of their conversations. And of course, we're doing the look at it and the Spite thing here. I want to keep up the conversation because of what Nano said about being moved by Spite. And the stuff here about the complaints that they had. Red said, Spite came into my chat to introduce herself and gave me bits. Give a little bit of bits here and go. Spite's tweet that Red refers to in DMs with Nano is posted the same day as her ASMR announcement. Be very clear, all 3 of my model designs were never based on any other characters except Cerberus himself, and the inspiration is from goth e-girl culture. I had a lot of creativity in each and every one of my designs. I'm proud of them. I would never strive to be a copy of anyone else. Ultimately, I'm too busy focusing on myself. Nantails claims, I stated in my apology I was very possessive and protective of my design. This is details before over the time of my debut. My fire and its color shading effect had never been done on a VTuber before, and the most uniquely designed aspect, it was stressed and worried I'd miss out on capitalizing on those features. First, since my debut took over a year and a half to happen after my character design was finished. Spite included an image of her messages in Nantails in 125, her document where she talked about an incident where I had over my design. Have you had any messages from VTuber Cinder regarding your design? I would like to clarify myself and not saying your design looks like hers. I was scrolling, saw your totally awesome design. I saw the frames near the eye, the flames near the ears. Flashback to oh no. Situation she's referring to happened in September 2021. 9 months before I debuted my first model, very early in my career, first time I experienced someone copying me and my design. This was settled between us and we both went our separate ways. Afterwards, all I said about Nantails was my apology. Is an ASMR artist who at one point posted a Hellhound OC for one of her upcoming ASMR videos. And it was undoubtedly created using me as a reference. This was right after my debut, and like I said, I was very protective of my design. And it was being unique to me, and I overreacted. Shortly after, I apologized, and they agreed to adjust the character design, and I thought the matter was settled. I wasn't going to say anything more, but then Nantails mentioned the things and the screenshot before it was deleted. I took over her claims of what happened. It says, I remember when she went on to my entire following to attack me because I made ASMR roleplay with Hellhound OC that was copying her, or how about when she was actively liking tweets, calling me names. Of course, we don't remember because she made me delete every tweet regarding it after it happened. This mean girl behavior is not new. Smaller creators like myself were just intimidated into silence. And of course here, this is artwork presented to the public. I used an ASMR video uploaded in 719. And here was the stuff here, of course. Artwork of Hellhound character is not the one there was a problem over. This one was the one she had more of a problem over, which was, you know, she felt it was too close to her design. That's what she felt it was too close to. Didn't know why she didn't post the actual artwork there was a dispute over in the tweet, other than to try to make me look worse, because the video with the corrected character artwork is from 1/4/2022, public on our YouTube channel. This is what the design was edited to look like after we settled things. They're here. So yeah, it was weird. So yeah. Tweet she claimed she sent an entire following to attack her because she made an ASMR roleplay. Delayed everything after it happened. First of all, I didn't send anyone to attack her. Long before she made an ASMR roleplay with the OC. She made her tweet that the character design was finished in 9/9/2021. Soon after seeing Nantail's tweet, read message an artist, friend of ours, advice about since they dealt with similar situation. This is their entire conversation. And over here, message Fred, the friend Red reached out to after they commented on the tweet. Our friend acted on their own, commented on Nantail's tweet to defend me. Group chat and the same friend, Red and other friend, basically. Thank you for the advice. Copycats are everywhere. And I really appreciate you guys. I'm not the best at speaking up. I never spent any time to harass her, retweeted the post or any replies. What I did was message them, message Nantails in the same night to work things out privately, where I allegedly made her delete every tweet regarding what happened. I'm sorry I didn't message you before replying to your tweet. Yes, you'd be private. Emotions were high and I acted overthinking, but I can't apologize for defending myself or my character. If it was the artist who made your Hellhound look like mine, then I can't blame you for how it came out, but knowing of me, I feel like you would have been able to see the similarities of the two, especially since it ended up looking more like me than your reference. Would you be willing to have your artist revise the character to differentiate her from Sinder? Sorry, it's got out of hand, and I hope we can move past this. Yes, I too think this should have been resolved privately. This could have gone differently if I had gone all down in DMs. My intention was never to copy you, and I stand by that. Yes, it looks different from your reference, but that's because it's asked for blonde hair and more pink colors. At the time, my friend asked me to do more girly stuff. Picking out for right now, it's the outfit, that's the stuff there. Obviously, the character will never be in the main focus of my channel. She will be appearing in 3 audios. Really appreciate that. She says she's going to be removing it. I can request the artist to alter the outfit. I'm not going to have beef with you just because I can. It's really not worth it. So yeah, I'd say the most unique things about Sinder are the flames inside the ears and the tail's design, regardless of the outfit. That's the biggest thing. And then below I say you should be careful with what artists give back to you in the future. It could lead to another situation like this with someone else. Sounds a lot worse reading it back now than what I meant back then. It does sound bad. That's why she was saying, you know, I removed my tweets and remove yours. I said I just removed all the replies on my end. I prefer it that way, actually. Then continuing on, sounds good. They're talking, understand, completely appreciate it. Honestly, hate getting involved with the drama. Just, you know, she wanted it swept under the rug. Just, you know, be done. She can make a public statement if they want. You're not responsible for your friends who said bad things about me. They're all their own people. So here she's saying everything's fine. And then she's going on and being angry, of course, because it was fine. I'm glad you were able to chill, Lyra. It was when everybody was angry. So that was fine there. Nantails here was a response under my tweet. Another meant to not directly had people who followed come say things. Patting me a part of the thread. It's easy to miss if you don't know. I want to change that. Genuinely apologize if there were supporters of mine who commented harsh things toward the reply. That was never my intention. I hope you can forgive me for all this. I got too nervous seeing the resemblance and panicked. And thank you. So at least she apologized. Thank you. We're influencers. We are diehard fans. Will always become seriously protective of us. I do know that because the person who attacked me a year ago has her rabid fans come after me sometimes. And she doesn't do it herself, but her rabid fans do come after me sometimes. It's just one of the things that happens. In regards to liking the replies, I only actually have one screenies, but this is what I was referring to. And that was Sinder here. Liked by your cringe. And then obviously that's not the most hateful thing that's said, and it's not the end of the world, but just a reference. Let's say something like there was a misunderstanding in regards to the elements of my design being used for elsewhere. We have spoken privately to clear things up. We all make mistakes, and it's important to own up to them in order to learn from them. I do know blank, and I had tweet in the heat of the moment. Like to tweet in the heat of the moment, but quickly unliked it because I knew it was in bad taste. I don't condone his behavior, and it wasn't appropriate for him to say. Makes it sound like you're blaming me, and the blank thing is understandable. I'm referring to myself. Actually, I'll leave that part out if that's how it reads. Isn't exactly going to throw me a depressive episode. Sounds good to me. Then it's all sorted now. Could say so. Will you be deleting your replies too? I already deleted them. Let me know if I missed any. It does look like there's still a few replies tab. Created down for me, and then, trying to get the replies through and trying to get all this thing fixed. Changing the OC. That's fine. Thanks for being back to me. I appreciate it. And then you know how to go to finish and sure what to name her. That went fine. A day later, about that one. Take a break, bud. And yes, I'm here to attack. I know you're here to attack. Thank you, Charlie Spur, for being here. I'm going on 14 hours.
Spur donated $2 through Super
I'm going on 14 hours.
Saw me take a break, bud. And yes, I'm here to attack.
I want to finish this though. I feel like I'm at like the very end, getting close to it. Message to the Pirate Pups and looking ahead. So I think I'm getting close to it. And searching on Twitter, replies in Nantails in 910 and 911 shows total comments from both friends defending me. And there were a handful of negative comments on her tweet at most, far from a claim that it was entirely following. You're cringe. Sinder seems like a good name, I think. Regarding the size of my entire following, she also said smaller creators like yourself were just intimidated into silence. Then I intimidated her into silence just about known in our DMs, and when this happened, we were both creators of similar size. So she's trying to clear up all these things going on. Here's my ASMR YouTube channel size from 10/12/21. Sinder was a Twitter account at this time, 64k followers, and the Antails was 66.7, so they were similar. I am aware I didn't have exclusive right to have fire in my character design. She says here, IP Different World, your design is very important to your brand. When someone adds similar designs or designs that inspire to yours, it's happened again and again and again. It happened with Iron Mouse when people were seeming to copy her, seeming to take certain aspects that look similar. People were like, oh my god, you're copying her. Iron Mouse didn't care, something happened with Shylily when people were supposedly copying her. Shylily didn't care, but the fans went crazy. Something with Gura against Trudy Ruby. And there's tons. There's so many that are out there. Me even, being a very different looking VTuber, I was seen as a copy of Risu from, a male copy of Risu from HoloLive. Seen many new VTubers with fire in the ears, many adding to the swirl too, but fire with the swirl has always been a common trope. While it burned me out when everything around the detail looked as if it would be taken from me, I recognize that it probably inspired a lot of people to design themselves that way. I do not held against any VTubers who have had fire on them or the ears. So basically, continuing here, she said my friends would sometimes come to me about VTubers and thought they were copying me, and Spite and others Silver Veil as well. The screenshots above, friend deleted a message I replied to, which is the images the day the messages were sent. I don't know when or why I deleted it. The hour discrepancy in the time of the screenshots was because I was in airport CST. I have friends on fire, with fire on them, friends with fire in the ears, friends with fire ears, that type of stuff. So, continuing to say, she doesn't have, we're flame sisters now. Hell yeah, it looks so good. And her, I know I never do that. Please don't worry about you're so sweet. Basically to not telling your people to not attack. Thank you again, Charlie Spur. Agreed. See, don't you ever know, guys? So then the shark VTuber was wasn't even the original. Only second shark VTuber. Never make a promise that you're happy or angry, as you'll act in a way confused by it later. True, but this document is will ruin her chance to return. I think it will. I think it's not going to do the positive effect that she thinks it's going to do. So let's read the message to the Pyro Pups, and then let me take a look at the last one. Looking ahead is also about 2 or 3 pages. So these are the last 4 pages. We're actually getting to the end, my friends. To any current former Pyro Pups, I'm so sorry for each and one of you that you've been disappointed. I can imagine what it must have felt like for someone like you to be look up to reveal as a monster and your community torn apart. Make a poorly put together statement and disappeared, leaving you all angry, confused, lost. Many of you lost faith in me. I'm sorry I have said anything sooner, but I hope you can at least understand why. I received messages from many Pyro Pups who were hurt. Some of these people I personally knew and have met in person. It broke my heart hearing how many of them viewed me after this, but I understand. To any Pyro Pups who choose not to support me going forward, I can accept that. Thank you for everything you've done for me over the years. I'm glad I could be your Okami Oshi for the time I was. I only ask that you continue to love and support your new favorite creators in the same way you did for me. I've also gotten lots of messages from Pyro Pups who supported me, encouraged me to go on. To those of you who have continued to believe in me, thank you and appreciate you for keeping the fire of the community burning all this time. I've read your messages and they've given me hope that I can make through this. You've shown me that there's something to come back to. That includes the moderators who stuck around and managed my Discord server and community in my absence. Can't thank you enough for your help keeping everyone together. To anyone who sent hate or harassment in support of me, you are not a Pyro Pup. You are not my fan. You are deplorable, disgusting, and I don't want anything to do with you. I've never condoned or encouraged that behavior from anyone for any reason. The circumstances haven't made me sacrifice my morals. Circumstances have not made her sacrifice her morals. That goes for anyone who does the same after this document is posted. What's done is done, and regardless of what I said in this document, it's not an excuse to harass anyone named here. Leave them alone, or you will be removed from my community. And they have been. The Pyro Pups have been aggressive at removing people who are a problem. They have. I want to sincerely apologize again for anyone who has been affected by these people. Pirate Pups have been the best community I've ever asked for. Been incredibly lucky to have them. They have been never been just numbers to me. I love going live and talking to them for hours on end. Hanging out with them made me smile when I was upset. They've always been there for me. They're the reason why I was ever able to do any cool things I could. Not only have they shown me immense kindness at the time of midstream, they've done the same for each other. They have each other's backs, help each other when they can, encourage each other, and are a positive force for anyone they interact with. I'm happy I can inspire them to do good, make friends, tap into their creativity. They're also talented, and I'm grateful for the vast amount of fan art I've gotten from them too. Even if they aren't supporting me anymore, or if I was no longer around, I know that being a Pyro Pup will continue to mean much more to them, much more than just being a fan of mine. They're incredibly strong, loving, and I'm very proud of them. I will always be indebted to them for everything they've done for me. Red, hey gang, I need to apologize to you all too. It's my fault all this happened in the first place. My mistakes sent Sinder into hiding and left you all questioning what to do. I'm sorry I caused all of this. I hope you can still support Sinder and the projects you create in the future. Thank you for those who stuck around. Your support has been big help. Now to continue on, looking ahead. Also a short message, about 3 paragraphs long. Yeah, 3 paragraphs long. Earlier this year, world fell apart, lost my friends, fans, opportunities I could never have dreamed of, but sometimes things need to fall apart in order to rebuild them back together. I'm choosing to look on the bright side. I needed something to break me out of my cycle of working all day, every day, and adjust my lifestyle for a healthy work-life balance. It was a long overdue reminder that the friends I've made should have been the most important thing in the world to me, and I should have put more time and energy into my relationship with them outside of the work we did together. They're supposed to be by my side even when I'm not Cinder anymore. I lost sight of that, and I'm in a never-ending pursuit of the next big thing. It forced me to recognize that through my own actions or inaction, I was hurting people that only ever wanted the best for me. If ever given the chance, I don't plan on making the mistake again, despite everything that's happened. I forgive my friends, don't hold anything back against my friends who weren't involved. The artists I've worked with, business partners, former mods, for anything they did after that all happened. I'm sorry for how they were affected by all of this. We don't have time to think everything over and again. Obviously, the root cause of almost everything that happened was because of poor communication between Red and I, between me and my friends, between them and me. Poor decisions made under pressure. I was under pressure from Red about his feelings about Bao and made me distance myself from her. Pressure from myself made me choose V-Card over Numi's concert. Pressure from harassment and my insecurities that led me trying to cut off Silverveil from Nano's models. Red and I both had plenty of time to talk things out with people. Neither of us did. Everything was made public, could have been settled privately. This is set off a precedent for the entirety of the VTuber community. It did. Now there's gonna be a ton of Google Docies now. There have been. It's been really bad. Feel what's become more divisive and drama. It's been the whole season of fucking Google Docies. Drama has filled since this happened. I've always had problems communicating with people. I'm doing my best to be more open about what I'm thinking and feeling about them, even if it's difficult to avoid any other situations like this from what's happening again. Red and I have both made mistakes. We aren't perfect people. We aren't evil either. We're going to try to contact anyone who we owe an apology to personally, even if apology to them was in this document, and hope to move on. I don't blame the internet for being the internet, making memes at my expense, and countless news and drama channels farming this for views. I just business, and it's just another Google Docie, but I didn't want to hide this from the rest of my life, and I couldn't let my legacy be decided by anyone other than myself. Now there's nothing else for me to say. I can finally look ahead, and I'm ready to return to doing what I love. Even if it's a smaller scale, I want to stream again. I want to create again. I want to inspire people again. Inspire people again. I want to be someone people can laugh to again. I love being a VTuber, and I love being Cinder. Thank you for reading, and thank you for waiting. This was not a big innocent, like, yay, I'm innocent now. This showed a lot of bad shit for Red, and it does take a lot of maturity to show that. It does show a lot of bad shit for Nano. It makes me rethink things about Shylily. Silverveil's kind of catty, but you know, that's like splitting hairs with that thing. The Silverveil, the Aru, and the Spite stuff was splitting hairs pretty much. But the things with Nano, Shylily, the Bao thing, the Bao thing should have just been a big apology on the whole thing. I'm glad that she didn't think that Bao was doing anything aggressive or manipulative or anything like that, because Bao was manipulated herself into believing all these horrible things, even worse things than what really actually happened. Nano was manipulated to make that document by Shylily into making leaving some things out and putting some things in and formatting it the way that they did. It looked like Shylily formatted everything because of the big ampersand, the big @ sign that Nano never used in any of her writing, but suddenly it was like 20 something times in her or more in her thing in a Google Doc. And Shylily uses the ampersand, the @ sign, a lot. So that is also circumstantial at best. But it does make sense that Shylily was a big ringleader in the cancel Cinder movement. Maybe I don't think it was for the reason that Cinder thinks of being jealous or anything like that. I think it's she honestly hated her because of the things she heard from Nano and others beforehand. She didn't like her. She wanted her away. She wanted her gone. She found the perfect opportunity to do so, and she took the opportunity. And her hands were kept clean because she didn't have to write anything. She just had to be the ghostwriter of it and let it out. YouTubers in this incident reminds me of certain Canadian Filipino streamers who is now with a fellow for agency. Could be quite petty at times. Yeah, some people are petty. She did say a lot of people are guilty, but not Bao or Numi. Exactly. She said a lot of the people there, from what I saw, she mentioned that they were most likely manipulated. More than likely, the things that they did or said were in a manipulation tactic. Like Nanolith was manipulated by many people. Nanolith wasn't a manipulator herself, but she was manipulated by many people to do things. By Redacted to, push and shove and nudge, nudge, wink, wink, get rid of Bao, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, don't do anything with Cotton, same thing with Silverveil, and same thing with Spite. So he was an asshole. He was the worst one out of all of them, honestly. Cinder was irresponsible for not making sure that she was the one at least having certain contact with certain people or being involved. Like, put me in any of the things that you have. Like, put me in the group chat with anybody that you're talking to. I want to be involved in the group chat, even if I'm not speaking. I want to be in the group chat. Anybody you speak to, I'm in the group chat. And that's the thing. It is only time will tell. This hasn't shown any big change from Cinder. It is. Well, I don't think she feels that she needs to change. She is more. The thing is, she was very defensive. Well, as she should be, of course. I think one good thing, though, that she did is she actually wrote a long-ass thing instead of just that stupid, that really bad apology. That was a really bad apology. She wrote a long-ass thing that was contrite. It was apologetic from the beginning. She put out that she did a lot of bad things. Of course, a lot of it does end up looking to just an average observer. Like, yes, I did a bad thing, but look at this person. But that's because she wanted to refute every single thing, point by point by point. And that is what happens. When you do that, yes, you're going to be saying, oh, this was bad. This isn't what you think it is. This is that. And it seems like you're victim blaming in many cases. I don't think she tried to. She may just be bad with communicating, like I am. And sometimes, like, I have to put a lot of thought into what I say because I'm a dumbass. I'm autistic. I'm not good with social cues. I need to be very careful with that shit. A lot of wrongdoing was brought upon her as a victim. Doesn't believe she did a lot of wrong. She understands the wrong that she did, but she believes that a lot of people were manipulated into making her seem worse than she was. And for me, I am willing to give her another chance because, well, she did accept a lot of these things there. She did say, the Red thing, because the thing is, Red was responsible for a lot of things, but Cinder was not good with interacting with people. She was not good with, like I said, I can relate a lot to her because I'm not good with interacting with people. I'm not good with social things. She does need to change a little bit more in the way she does her interactions with people. The way she interacts with others, she does need to change that a bit. I don't know how, but I do like that at the very least this was a 1,000-page apology and we went through it in 14 hours and some minutes. But I do think if everything that Cinder said here is correct, then yes, Shylily can be sued for, well, the one who can be sued for it more, I think, is Nano and some of the other people who did stuff. The Spite thing was a nothing burger because I think it was parallel thought. A lot of things that they were doing were around the same time. I think it was parallel thought, and the way things, however long things take, because with artists it takes months. So the length that things take They weren't copying off of each other. It was just quite literally similar thinking, in my opinion. Parallel thought, or whatever you want to call it. And that is, I mean, everyone, of course, with these things, everyone is going to have their way of thinking. In me, I guess that maybe I'm too nice, but I do feel she didn't have to make this document. She wanted to do this in order to explain herself, explain everything. For a lot of people are going to take it as her just not wanting to take responsibility. I see a lot of responsibility being taken in this one, but the length of it makes it a hard read for most. Makes it a hard pass for most. Like, most people can be like, we're done with this. Here's the thing. No matter how much you apologize, for some people it'll never be enough. And when you do long apologies like this, the message gets lost, and everything gets lost. It was necessary because of every single bit that she had to go against, every single bit that she did. And bullies aren't cool. That's very true. But like, I would call Shylily a bit of a bully. That's why, like, I'm like, damn, Shylily kind of sucks in this one. I would call Silvervale a bit of a bully in the way she did things, especially behind the scenes. Spite, not so much. Bao, definitely no. Numi, definitely no. Buff Pup was just pissed. Cotton had nothing to do with this, like, other than her being named in this. Numi is not a bully, but there are a couple of bullies in here, and there are a couple of people who wanted to manipulate others. I said the guilty parties are always, and how always been, Red, Shylily, Nano, and Sinder. Those are the four big guilty parties that I see here. Silvervale was manipulated into believing all these things, and that's why she didn't like her and wanted to separate from her. But the thing is, she forgot some things, she misrepresented some things. That happens. Those are splitting hairs, like I said. But those are the four horsemen of the apocalypse when it comes to this whole thing. Milo Mindset is already on it. Tweeted already, if true, is based for defamation. It is. At the end of the day, people are only satisfied with what they want to hear. That is the thing. Red is a massive bully. Like, I will say that. I will admit it. Red is a massive bully. Cinder was just being stupid. Cinder was an idiot. That's the way I'll say it. She was an idiot. She trusted Red too much. She gave him way too much responsibility. She was way too hands-off. That's a big mistake she made. She was way too hands-off on her own career. She was way too hands-off on her own career. That was a big issue. She had Red do everything. Get collabs, talk to people, talk to artists, talk to Mythic in this case, or talk to gamer subs, talk to all these people. She didn't do hardly anything. She was coasting by, it seems like. At least on the business side, she was coasting by. A lot of the things, of course, I mean, that's why you have a manager, but you're supposed to have weekly meetings. Like, managers that I've seen have either weekly meetings, monthly meetings. They have meetings with their staff, with the people that they're working with, in order to be like, hey, this is what we're talking about, this is what's going on, this is what's happening here. And you have that. You have to have that. She didn't. She was way too hands off on her career. Yes, Red is still her manager. Red is still the manager. Red is still dealing with a lot of stuff. He's not doing the direct talking with people anymore. According to what she says, she has taken him off of that. She's not doing the direct chatting anymore. But he is still her manager. He is still her boyfriend. They are together again. Yeah. It is, unfortunately, because there are two other individuals in the situation who are affiliated talents with the Mythic Talent Agency, even if they are loose affiliate group, he would have to excuse. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You can talk about it, but you can't do anything legally, like any lawyer type stuff. And he would have to, because there would be conflict of interest. It would definitely be a conflict of interest. Yeah, right now he's doing too much Vitali and Johnny Somali stuff. It's true. But I mean, he does what he does well. He knows what he's doing. He's done those fast facts things that a lot of people love. So there's that. I do hope she's gonna try to be hands-on. Because she has to be. She cannot repeat the same mistake. Because, okay, you can be forgiven once. You can be forgiven once for making a mistake. You make the same mistake twice? Nah, it's not, no. At that point, you're just beyond saving at that point. Number one, that wouldn't happen to me because I don't have a manager, number one. Number two, I'd make sure to be more involved with my manager. That's a big mistake she made. Like other people have, like for example, now Liz has her husband as her manager. Husband's a bit more involved and stuff. Well, actually, now Liz made the same mistake. She didn't involve her husband in a lot of what she did. Same mistake there. Ramsey comedy show is in a few days. It is true. Legal Mindset to see if they want to talk about your newstuber doing some news. All I will say about Legal Mindset is the one time I did ask him if he wanted to do, because you know he was having VTubers on at that time, if he wanted to do a collab. He said no thanks, and that's it. After that, I don't think he blocked me, but after that we had no communication. He said no thanks. So I just took it as like he doesn't want to talk, and that's cool. That's his thing. I didn't bother him after that. See, that's the difference between me and Sinder. Sinder bugged Silvervale 3 times. Bugged her once directly, bugged her once with Aru, and then bugged her once with again with a manager in Mythic, and then had Yoki talk to her about the whole tweet thing. So it was a bunch of stuff. Sinder's first reaction was to blame it on Red and throw him under the bus. Like I said, it would have been better for her if she had done her apology with AI. I'm not lying. It would have been better off for her if she had done her apology with AI. Because that was a bad apology. The apology she originally made was a bad one. It was badly received because it looked like she was pushing blame on everyone else. And she didn't take responsibility. It didn't look like she took enough responsibility for what she was doing. If we had gotten this instead of the original apology, I think it would have been better for Sinder. The apology ruined her. She ruined her own career because the apology ruined their career. I do agree with you, Omar, on that. It's you should have gotten rid of Red and should have just been rid of him totally, and then yes, you would have more than likely been able to recover your career a lot quicker because people would have trusted you more. Now they know that he's back. I don't think people are going to trust her very easily. It's just the way people's minds work. Took him off, doesn't that mean she's going to try to be hands-on? I hope so. I mean, if it is to be believed, what she's saying, if we are to believe, which I'm going to take it at at face value, at her word, that he's no longer doing the face-to-face stuff, means that she's going to be doing it more herself, or at least be more involved in it, where he can't do it himself alone. I hope that she's way more involved in it, because that was a big mistake. Like I said, again, huge mistake for her, being as big as she is, to not be hands-on with her stuff. Everyone else, Shylily, Silver in this case, Bao, Tricky, other people, Yuzu, they're all hands-on with the stuff. Despite other people, she wasn't. That's a big one. It says, Cinder could have done an apology video with ukulele and she would have gotten better reception. I think so. I think you're right, Manager-san. AI could have been better PR than herself. Absolutely. Mostly just blame shifting, pointing out that yes, Nana's bad after being manipulated and making a rat about Shylily. That Shylily thing, holy crap. I mean, I honestly have said for a while, people who follow me have known for a while, I've said Shylily is not innocent in this. I don't know how far it goes, but Shylily is not innocent in this. It really seemed to me like Shylily was manipulating some stuff. What it was, I had no fucking clue. But it really did seem to me that Shylily was manipulating some stuff. Keep it for myself, I guess, just that good. Sawi should remember that Cinder also a liar in her own right. Take what she says a grain of rice, a grain of salt. Yeah, I mean, all of this could just be one big ruse to try to get her position back in the community. I don't know. It's not my point. It's not my place to make that decision. I just go based on what I see. She did apologize properly, I think, but she went on some tangents. This thing could have been a 500 pager instead of 1,000. Just taking away some of the tangents that she had with Shylily. Shylily thing I think was like 300 pages. The Shylily part was 37, but the part that was like weird was the V card and Numi concert. That was 39, but the what was the breakdown was the one. I'm batting 0 for 3 right now. 359. This breakdown thing with Shylily and Bao and all this other stuff here. That was this whole fucking thing here was a lot of conjecture. She's trying to explain a lot of things, but some of these things here, holy crap. Like the Shylily stuff, you could have just been like, I think she's involved in some of this. Knowledge having a manager based indie does help you with managing stream time as well as projects. However, choosing your manager would be the boyfriend is very dumb. A lot of people do that because they believe I trust them. They're with me. They're my partner, so I should trust them more. Not true necessarily. But at least I'm better with ukulele apology than calling manager did. Oh yeah, she was fucking stupid with that one. Ton of salt. My knowledge having a manager's indie. Say I can see that Shylily did not like Sinder. She admits that she hadn't had a bad feeling about Sinder, but Shylily being mastermind of everything. I think not necessarily a master. Well, she did say that she did tell Nano to put it out, and she did help Nano with making the stuff. It is not. I mean, for me, it's not unbelievable that Shylily being wronged. Like I said, am I above what Shylily did? Would I not do that if I had the chance to and get away with it like Shylily did? I can't say that I wouldn't do that against a person I consider a deep, deep enemy. I can't say that I wouldn't do that. Apologize to Numi. I know she apologized to Bao. She did apologize to Numi. From what I saw, she did apologize to Numi. She did apologize to Bao. She apologized to Numi directly about the concert thing. Apologize to Bao. I don't know if she has properly because the last apology to Bao wasn't that good. But yeah, always be personal feelings involved. Very true. It is speculation because there's no proof. Because here's the thing: let's say Shylily did have a mastermind in all this. There's no proof of it. She's off scot-free. She did it like she just oof. She was chef's kiss. What's what she did. Because if it's true that Shylily was involved deeply in this and making Nanos do the edits like she did and writing the Nano document and all that kind of stuff, if it is true, then damn, she did a piece de resistance on the whole fucking thing. She fucking wrecked Sinder. She wrecked Sinder. She absolutely destroyed Sinder without herself being known as the one who destroyed Sinder. After that, she could just see herself as the victim and just be seen as I just, you know, she just came to me, Nano came to me, I talked to her, I gave her some advice, she did her stuff, and that was just it. So, Shylily is, if she did it, then damn, I do not ever want to be on her bad side. Yeah, it's good that you're accounting the emotional factor, Salvi. Apologize to the girl she left behind in Japan, too. She did apologize to Tricky V. If you call that an apology. They left Tricky in a hotel, odd thing to mention. She didn't mention it, at least she didn't leave that stuff out, so it wouldn't be said again. I think the reason why she didn't leave it out is because she felt someone was going to say it eventually. Wait till PewDiePie hears about all this YouTube drama. It's got to be like chef's kiss for him. The emotional part, like, I don't see her, humans can do some shitty stuff with emotions. That's why they call things crime of passion. You have your emotional thing, the emotional side of a human being can make you weird, crazy ass shit. Even hurt somebody else. That's why they say, you know, the crime of passion and that type of thing. Doubt it unless people spam him. Personally think Nowless isn't a good person. I don't think she's a good person either. I don't think she's a good artist. She's a good fuck artist. But, she has loose lips. She talks too much. And I do mean it in the worst way. She's too open about things. She leaked the friends art on there. Leaked it because it wasn't out yet. So yeah, I am, like I said before, I'm going until midnight. I did tell you guys this, that around 4 or 5 p.m. I told you guys we're going until midnight. Midnight my time at least. 3 a.m. for most of you guys. Some of you guys it's like fucking 2 p.m. But either way, thank you guys so much for hanging out. For Nano needs to have a chat with everyone and needs to get better organization style. Yes, she definitely does. So does Sinder. Sinder needs to have a much better organizational style. But you guys have been absolutely amazing. I could not have done any of this, could not have continued doing this and continued on without you guys being here and supporting, chatting, talking. 10 a.m. for you. Holy shit. Yeah, Atov, you went to sleep and then you woke up and I was still here. Ravi went to sleep and then he woke up and I was still here. Looking to see who's online that you can raid. So I don't think there's many. Yeah, there's not going to be many people on the Ian side. I'm probably not gonna raid out tonight because it is very late. I can see if I can rate you guys out to somebody, but I think a lot of you guys just want to, you know what? Let me find you guys somebody, because I do want you guys to be able to enjoy somebody, some kind of relaxation, something around. But yeah, no one's on. There's literally no one on. There's, I think there's Kairi and Shiicho. They're playing Uncharted. One of them's playing Uncharted, but they're the Spanish speaker. The other one's playing Grand Finale Retro, but I think they are Japanese speaker. So yeah, and then there is. Let me make sure that this thing's actually like fresh. People actually showing that they're live. Not very many. See here. You're welcome, OMR. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you popping up. I really do appreciate that. Japanese sounding for your audience doesn't mind. Go to JP, speak in chat. Respectful and will deep translate, communicate in chat. Saying if it was manipulated, she would have chosen to delete the plans. Non-Anon is playing Oberdin, so we can do that. We'll do for an English speaking one today. Thank you so much, Shipuku. Thank you for reading that doc. It took a lot. Japanese speaker for a raid. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. The fuck? Why can't I just fucking create the thing? Here we are. Let me find one of these here. We are, because I don't think I follow that person. Non-Anon. Ah, Non-Anon Prima Project. I think they are Japanese as well, I think. Are they? Well, they speak English, but they're part of Prima Project. I don't know, do they speak English? Fucking hell, just unmute this fucking thing.
Can we talk about eating? Oh, yummy.
Ah, Thing speaks Korean. So.
Meh.
That's the person there. Thank you, Manager-san, for the recommendation. OMR as well. I think we'll take the this one Non-Anon for one. Manager-san, get some rest. I'm not even lying. Get some rest. Make sure to get some rest, because you've done a lot. You've been here the full freaking 15 hours. That's a lot for anyone to be here. I do appreciate you. Yeah, I know. I think anyone is going to appreciate the raid. I do thank you guys for being here. As I said, you don't have to follow. You don't have to go anywhere. You just have to follow me, because fuck you. You have to follow me. I'm just kidding. But yes, subscribe and hit that notification bell, all that kind of stuff. But you don't have to go to the raid that I'm sending you guys. It's 3 a.m. here. Holy shit. You've been here for a long time, Salty Dog. Let me see if I can find someone on Twitch for you guys right now, honestly. So we're going to be going to Non-Anon. We might be doing, let's see. I'm going to be going to a smaller creator because, well, I don't fucking have a lot of people, honestly. So, there we go. So right now, let's take a look at who's on. We have Animeda. I don't think I haven't rated them in a long time. Getting paid for all 15 hours. Great. Yeah, I think I haven't rated them before. So I'm going to raid you guys to Animeda. You guys don't have to go. You guys don't have to do anything like that. What I do want you to do, and I do ask of you to do, doing an endurance stream like Korone, freaking today I did. Holy shit. But what I do ask of you to do, get yourself some good rest. Get yourself some after stream care. Take care of yourself. Hopefully I'll still have a voice tomorrow. We'll see, because I've been sick all day. We'll see. My throat is, well, doesn't feeling so great. My head ain't feeling so great. I still have the fever's kind of been going in and out a bit. But we will see how that goes. Literally 4 p.m. here in Japan. Good morning, day, night. Everyone, whatever you're having, have a good morning, day, night. Get some after stream care. Take care of yourself. You don't have to go to the non-anon. You can pop in, say Salary Raid, and just pop out, as I do sometimes. I'm probably going to stay there for a little bit. I do need to take a shower as well. So there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit I need to do. I was supposed to take a shower around 9 p.m., which I usually do, but not today. Apparently not today. Not today! So we didn't have that. Yeah, so have a good one. Take care of yourself. I will be ending the stream on both ends. So, of course, have a good one. Love each and every one of you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. And I hope to see you one of these days again, whatever it is that I do. One up for each hour. Absolutely. Love ya. Bye-bye. Remember breakfast, so I can't go anywhere. All good, Hassan. Thank you so much. We will see you guys tomorrow. Well, later today, actually. It's midnight for me. I did say I was going to go to midnight. So have a good one. Take care. Love each and every one of you. You guys are amazing. You guys have been the best. Take tomorrow off. Please don't make me shadow ban you. Yeah, I'll try my best, Manager San. We'll see what we can do. Again, Sabi, see you around. See you guys around. You guys are amazing. Love each and every one of you. Like I said, you guys make this worth it. You guys absolutely make this whole thing worth it. Love ya. Bye-bye. Take care. Take care. Take care. Bye.